Hello everybody, welcome to the stream today. My name is SenseiSuplex, and today we have the likes of Valley of Dreams. For some reason this thing is way zoomed in, but we got everything fixed up. How's it going, everybody? Hope you guys are ready for an awesome session today, as we have the likes of Valley of Dreams coming back at you. Excuse the mess and everything that's going all and around and all that sort of stuff in the background as we're moving and everything. So yeah, ignore the little bag and all that stuff or whatever in the background and all that. Again, moving very, very soon, so we got boxes everywhere. I tried to fix it up where it's like you don't really necessarily see anything in the background, but yeah, so just bear with us. Do we have any announcements today? Not really. Besides, we are 4 more subs away from hitting the likes of the sub goal. So hey, if you haven't done so already, maybe consider dropping the likes of a free subscription with Twitch Prime, or even considering to check to see if you have any subscriptions over and available, and just drop them over here, as it does help us out tremendously. Besides that, not really much of besides everything. Yeah, let's get straight into everything and jump in to the likes of the Voden Knights. All right, we'll swap overlays. Oh yeah, I just realized that Sean got the whole overlay or background green screen stuff with everything. I gotta tell him about that. All right, jumping in. Let's go. Yo. All right. Everybody in Foundry and everything?
I'd like to believe.
Yeah.
That didn't sound confident, Sean. What happened?
I had to make sure. I wasn't sure if I was or wasn't.
Oh man, all good. So, with that said, I gotta fix the camera, but I can do that later. But let's get straight into the likes of this session. So, if I could have each and every one of you all gather around the table, and let me tell you all a Voden fable. Gather around for the tale of these survivors. For this, my friends, it's a tale of the looming corruption, and that of a jaded destiny. This is the infamous tale of the Valley of Dream, the legendary tale of the Soulbound. Be here, our heroes would reconvene in the Mushroom Village to check on things after long last. The Voden Knights, returning from dealings with a mad devil, would be refreshing as they tended to more necessary things. They begin to learn of important information of the Ops, specifically of the Zhao Dynasty, learning that the Dynasty outpost and of what all its remaining defenses looked like, especially since the likes of the Arachnid's departure. However, throughout the past couple of days, the Voden Knights would have the likes of the Spirits Guild Hall built, a facility hosting a bunch of new individuals and adventurers across the land. With the new adventurers bringing their own chaos into the village, they provide their numbers, their strength, and their specialities. As these individuals bring back information worthy of the Knights' ears, it leaves interesting propositions to be had on plans in the future. What these propositions exactly will be, well, we'll have to learn, as something lurks from afar. Multiple corruptive individuals seeking to consume all lurk from the distance. What will the Voden Knights be able to do about it? Let's find out in session 26 of Soulbound, Valley of Dream. For that, my friends, we pick back up exactly where we left off. And let's swap maps over here and bring you over there. Oh, we don't need that map. We need this one. Okay. All right. That should be set up. So, as we pick back up where we left off, we look over and Voden Knights. Is there any preference on who necessarily starts us off first, or we don't just roll for it? Let's see what everybody's sort of doing.
Like I said, because Zaman isn't here, I think it's best that we handles ours when he gets back.
Okay. All right. Let me get this. All right. So we can either start off with Gore or Agni or Addydark and see exactly what they're sort of doing. Let's start off with Agni, then we're gonna go to Addydark, and then we're going to swing on over to Gore, and then Azora last. And I think we have Zaman should be here by then. All right, so War Chief Agni, as you look over and about, you see as the likes of the villages, for the most part, fairly active. However, you do notice as it seems to be a lot of individuals, newer faces, some old, walking around and kind of looking towards the village and seeing what it all has to offer. Rain begins to start pouring from above, and the clouds begin to loom overhead. However, you're free to do as you wish. What is War Chief Agni kind of doing right now at the moment? Are they headed anywhere? Are they doing anything? Let us know.
Sorry, the map is like a little glitched, to me. It's a little weird. But he would probably be heading to the smithy area, to do, there's basically two things he would like to do. He'd like to talk to Zoe eventually at some point, just because a while ago she mentioned she wanted to talk to him about something, but the place we were at was not the time to do so. And he also wants to create Alep's weapon for him.
Gotcha. So, make sure I got this right. So you're heading to the smithy, and then who else were you trying to talk to again?
Just at some point, doesn't have to be right now. We want to talk to Zoe, just because she mentioned she wanted to talk to him about something when we were at the feast, but that wasn't the right time to do so.
Gotcha. If you want, you can just grab her and then walk and talk on the way there to the blacksmith.
Yeah, that works for me.
All right. So, eventually, kind of as you would begin to walk over, you'd pass by the likes of where you know that Azora kind of posted up a couple of the visitors of, well, visitors kind of for the time being. That said, you kind of knock on the door and you can walk in or just call out for one of them to sort of basically arrive with you. As you,
I'm waiting. I'm walking in.
You got it. As you begin to do so, you'll see as Zoe seems to be looking over, no need to change the maps or anything right now, but Zoe seems to be kind of looking over a couple of their bits of weaponry, and they seem to have a couple of vials off by their side. Notice as they are red and warm to the touch, but as she kind of is swirling them about, you begin to sort of pocket one, two, and then a final third before looking over towards you. Hello, War Chief Agni. Pleasure to see you once more. What brings you here?
It's good to see you're settling in nicely. I wanted to have a brief chat with you. You mentioned you wanted to talk about something, and I want to give you some time to settle in before that. I have some errands to do, and if you would accompany me, that'd be appreciated.
Yes, very well. That can work. Ladies, we will have to continue our conversation later. Besides, this is probably a little bit more important for the time. We can gossip later. But let us go. Where exactly did you need to head to?
Heading to our newfound smithy. The smithy doesn't really concern you. I just was curious on what you needed to discuss earlier.
Yes. It was a little bit of a possible magical weapon of the sorts. It was more so, well, that and also a bit of information regarding the masked individual residing in the village for the time. That sort of thing.
What about him? I don't really know too much myself. Seems like him and Zaman are close.
Perhaps. Here, let us get out of here where no prying eyes can listen in.
Okay, you can start walking there.
Easy enough. As you begin to start walking a little bit past everybody and heading over towards the industrial district and more, Eventually, you'll see as Zoe begins to continue on, and eventually, you guys are stopped outside, or not both, but you guys stop outside of the likes of the blacksmith area after a bit of travel and more. So you find yourself over here. And if everybody else can't see the map when I load it in, let me know and I will fix that. Here is the temporary blacksmith map for the time being, as it has a door to walk completely inside, but you guys are outside of it at this moment. Looking over, Zoe will continue and say, so there is something. I have a strong hunch of some sorts. The individual that is residing with the mask, they are... I'm not sure what lies behind it, but one thing I do know is someone hiding behind a mask, well, they're definitely having something to hide, but that is not just it. I noticed something amongst the person. A strange kind of device, a holy symbol or thing. I've seen it before in our me and Kolkasha and Kaio's travels. It seems to be very much mechanical, but more so. You say. I don't want to cause up a stir, but it was something that we saw in a couple of the mechanical individuals. Have you ran into them? The ones that kind of mimic animals and such?
Yes, we've fought in our fair share of mechanical beasts. You're saying his holy symbol looked similar to those?
Very similar. I'm not entirely sure if it's a holy symbol, but it seemed to have the exact same symbol that we saw when we were passing by. Well, a couple of the beasts themselves, as well as a smaller area. It seemed to be not necessarily, kind of like a miniature outpost of some sorts. We took care of it, but that's strange sort of symbol. I saw it on them as well. I'm not entirely sure what it means, but I don't know. Maybe they are, and again, highly doubt it, but maybe they're controlling them, or maybe they know a little bit more about them. I'm not sure. What do you think of it? Or am I just overreacting?
The person itself is quite strange. And I agree with you. People that wear masks often have something to hide. As he looks directly at her, as he's also wearing a mask. He continues with saying, I don't really know much or have spoken with him. I've tried to analyze his martial prowess, and he seems to be hard to put a finger on. He seems to be trustworthy, at least with the leader of the Samadans. And Zaman has taken a liking to him. I will ask Zaman what he actually thinks of him, because he does give off an interesting aura. It almost seems as if he might be linked with... Oh god, I'm blanking on, what are those? Oh my god, what are the mech people called?
Nazgul.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what, yeah. Just complete brain fart. He might be linked with the Nazgul specialties. We've seen images of a doctor, scientists maybe, who've worked with them. Maybe he knows more than he's letting off about the mechanical creatures.
Wait, hold on. Question. A doctor? Do you know what said doctor looks like?
It was a brief interaction, and the technology is a bit further than my understanding. However, it was a moving picture. Looked like a dark-skinned man, dressed fairly nicely, bald head as well. Had an insignia, if I remember, on his clothing, but that's about it from my memory.
Mm-hmm. I see. I would... I hope I'm not overstepping, but I would definitely say to keep a close eye on him. Could be. I'm very much assuming, and I hope I'm not overstepping, but it could be more so the mask. Could it be him? Or could it even be a disguise, or through that, or arcane means? I have no idea, but that was just where my mind first went to when you mentioned that of a scientist.
You think this scientist, who was alive previously, could potentially still be alive, and this mask, and he like puts up air quotes, Samadin, could potentially be them.
Yo, that's dope.
I mean, who knows? He kind of just shrugs. It's very unlikely, but I mean, it's no reason for it to not be possible.
I haven't heard that one, but I'll take that into consideration. I mean, we've met both of you at the same time, so who's to say you're trustworthy? But theories and information goes a long way.
Fair enough. So, that was the one thing I needed to talk to you about. The other thing, and I will make it very quick. Also, it seems to be that you have a little fan over there, and you'll see as she kind of points, looking over behind the tree, and you'll see as Bilroy is kind of just waving over towards you, Agni.
Agni looks over at Bilroy, kind of sighs, as he doesn't want to deal with what Bilroy has to say, because it's usually bad news. Sometimes it's good news, and he will kind of put his hand forward and just motion Bilroy to come over and stop hiding.
All right, as you do, you motion Bilroy over, and you'll see as he'll begin to float on over, and as he does, it's like, oh, hey, War Chief Agni, Senior Builder Spirit Bilroy reporting for duty, sir. Here's one thing that I just sort of need to give you, and you'll see as he sort of begins to hold his hand out towards you, and you'll see as a bit of your runes will actually start glowing for a moment as you receive inspiration for this moment in time. Besides that, you'll look over and you'll see as he begins to say, so, I got something, at least when it comes to building that you might be interested in. So, well, not necessarily building more so. It's more so, you know that giant tower thing that kind of just like formed, just like over there, and he kind of points directly at it.
What about it?
So if you ever needed to like get it moved and stuff like that, then we can kind of do so. We got a little bit of a means. We got a big guy coming on in, and he's gonna be helping us out, moving a couple of the bigger buildings around. So remember how it's been a little bit of an issue for us to like adjust a couple of things now, but we should be able to get that done lickety split. Also, I do want to let you know that we are remodeling the entire village. Yeah, we got word from the well, let's just say my boss, that you guys are strong enough now where we need to start upgrading a couple of these things from how you say primitive, for lack of a better term, bits of technology. So there's something a little bit more advanced.
Understood, and I assume these upgrades and changes will not halt any progress on the buildings themselves.
Oh, no. Not at all.
Good. Don't let it be an issue. I appreciate you letting me know what's been going on.
Yep. I will say, we did have a little. I do have to be honest with you. We did have a little bit of a sort of fender bender. Something sort of happened. Like, see, like I may be the senior builder spirit, but I just basically command everybody around. But the designer or the architect for some of these things, they kind of just went MIA and silent. So we're trying to get that sort of replaced. We got this new person. They seem to be doing a great job, but it's going to be a little bit for some of these newer sort of improvements, like that bank and casino that you wanted. We'll get it done as soon as you can, but just going to take a little bit longer if that's okay.
Understandable. Anything else from me?
Nope. That's it. Have you seen Zora anywhere as well?
Can't say that I have seen her.
That's all right. I'll go look around. All right. Thanks. Sorry to intrude for a bit. I'll be back later.
You're dismissed.
All right. We'll see as he gives one final salute, and with that, he'll begin to start floating off further and further into the rest of the village. Okay. Interesting, strange individuals. Now, I've been traveling this entire realm, and I have not seen those things until arriving to the village, but that's a conversation for another time. So, this weapon of the sorts, something I was looking for. I don't know if you would be willing to do it, but a blade that could help and assist with people telling the truth when they need to. Are you aware of a spell known as Zone of Truth?
I have heard about the spell, but it's not a spell I'm capable of.
Possibly some way to infuse it with a little bit of this iron or steel, this blade specifically. If they were to be struck by it, maybe, again, I have just been sort of thinking in my free time. Maybe I could draw a bit of blood and use it to suggest individuals talk a little bit faster and a little bit more accurate than they originally were, if you catch my drift.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. I will discuss with Zaman and Korra. See if this is a spell that they might be aware of. But it's not something I can get to you today.
All right, perfect. But that is all I needed to tell you about. But thank you for thank you for hearing me out for a bit.
Let me know if you notice anything else off about the one person with the mask.
See, she nods. Very well. That I will see you around, War Chief. With that, she is going to begin to start walking off and falling back in line with the rest of the village.
Yeah, Agni will go into like the smithy, and he wants to just make the rose whip for Alep, and that's what he'll be doing.
This is funny enough. I love this map. I kind of want to keep it because it's just fucking perfect.
That is an evil looking forge.
Oh yeah. Oh man, it is comedy. But regardless, for right now, this little placeholder sort of forge. But as you wish, you can craft up a couple of things. You're trying to make the rose whip, correct? So that is going to be, is that an exotic weapon or is that just a normal weapon?
No, I want to just make a whip. I'm just calling it a rose whip.
You got it. Oh, easy enough. You don't need to roll for it. You're able to make it and expend a bunch of the materials, and you're good to go. Oh,
That's me.
I need to, here, let me add a note. Add resources from chats. From like your chat earlier. And then, yeah. And then it is -5 materials for the whip. For whip. All right, let's head over towards, I believe we're going to Addy Dark, and then Gore, and then to Azora, if I got that right. All right.
real quick, Sensei.
Mm-hmm.
My character sheet is Kami currently.
Oh, I got you. I can fix that.
Weapons are 5 materials, right? Just so I can update it.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Alright, so as we look over back to find Addy Dark in their classic tree. Oh, go ahead.
Okay. All right, actually go Gore or Auroraverse.
Yeah, that's fine. We can do that. Alright, we can go over to Gore. Alright, so Gore, you would be found, actually not necessarily in this building, you should be found, I believe, lastly in the industrial district with Zaman, actually. Yes. Let's move you over here. So, where we last left off, Gore and Zaman, you both were having a little conversation in the likes of the alchemy lab for a bit. As this is said and done, Gore or Zaman, is there anything you wish to talk about or discuss? Or if not, Gore, is there any place you would wish to go to? And anything you'd like to do?
Sorry. Are you pleased with the results?
Greedy one. I don't know if I call that pleased, but it works. And Gore would kind of just be like, I guess a little shake. Like, am I exhausted right now or not?
You haven't, you are exhausted. You haven't taken your long rest yet.
Okay, yeah, bro. And be like, Greedy one, enough with the tricks for me today. Gore's going to get a drink. Maybe he can find the big one from the other bar.
Gore, I will join you. I want to talk potential business plans for the tavern.
As long as it pleases the ones it needs to, Greedy one. That should work. Yep. So.
Alright.
Gore's would good. Saying the big one, he's talking about what's his name? God. Why
is it Red Dragonborn?
Kakashi? Yeah.
Well, no, Red Dragonborn or Blue Hair. Blue Hair is Kolkasha, Dragonborn is...
Yeah, Kolkasha. Kolkasha.
Yeah.
Kolkasha. Yeah.
Alright. So if that's the case...
I want to take this time to say that was riveting RP, Zaman. Very riveting.
So, as you both begin to head over here, let me get rid of your token over there, and let me bring you over there. Alright. So, as you're kind of walking about towards the likes of the tavern, looking for Kolkasha and a couple of other individuals, you'll see as you begin to enter into the likes of the bar, and you notice there's a couple other sort of faces are kind of also greeting the likes of the tavern, kind of tending to themselves and doing their own sort of thing. But as they do, you would easily find Kolkasha kind of off to themselves. They kind of just they seem to be just sort of looking around, talking to a couple of the fellow mushrooms and myconids and all that sort of stuff. Nothing super crazy.
Alcohol is good for business, but you know what goes well with alcohol?
Glitter is what the pixies used to say.
Yes, glitter, but also kush.
Oh my god. I need your weather. I am disgusted. But Jesus Christ. Whatever keeps the business flowing.
Excellent. If you don't mind, I'll start to create some product and we can sell that for whoever's interested.
What I need you to find, Greedy One, is something strong enough so that the Quiet One can enjoy a drink again.
You know that as Warforged, we have quite resilience against poison, but also alcohol. But I can think of a concoction. I wouldn't recommend you drink it though, but it could be good for Korra.
Greedy One, like I said, it isn't for me. If it makes the Quiet One happy again, it works well enough for Gore.
Excellent. I'll get right to that. And we'll put that on the secret menu.
Gore nods and we'll go in here to talk business, I gather, if anything.
All right. Oh, move your token in, and you can do as you wish. So, Zaman, where are you headed? And then Gore's headed into the tavern. But where's Zaman headed?
He's gonna chat with Mao, but Gore can go first.
All right. Nope. Gore, as you begin to sort of flutter on in, you see as Kokasha is sort of talking to a couple of the Myconids, and they're saying, yes, it was a bit of a journey here, but we've met up with the Knights only recently, and they've been kind to us, so we might, we'll probably be making our stay a little bit longer than we intended, but that's fine. Good friends here, good food, a great place to be. With that, they look over and you'll see as they notice you, Gore. Gore, what would you be saying or doing?
Gore would be flying right onto the bar, and almost walking into it and grabbing a quick brew or equivalent. And I guess he would go up to Pale One. You seem to be getting friendly with the locals.
They're definitely interesting folk with tons and tons of interesting tales. This is a nice village. I, again, must thank you for inviting me and my compatriots to here. Our stay has been quite well. How have you been, also?
Better. Now that Gore is going to take a rest. And more importantly, have a drink. And he forces one over to him.
Fair enough. This was getting empty anyway, so I'll take it graciously. I see. I wouldn't be surprised if you are tired. You, last time we really sort of spoke or even seen much of each other was, you, I believe, were taking that axe of yours and splitting an entire beast's head wide open. In fact, I believe you did it twice, did you not, or am I mistaken?
And as Gore goes and is like crushing the beard that he has right now. Of course, Pale One. Gore has to crush full time.
Very well, very well. Funny enough, I didn't ever ask, but how exactly, where did you get your sort of fighting style? It seems to be one of, and don't take offense, but more of brutish strength. It's definitely interesting.
Ah, so you see Gore's strength. Yes, Gore used to be an Oni. And Gore starts to go on more and more about how he used to be like huge and he's crushed things. He's used to it. He's tiny now. You know, just good it is. You wouldn't believe it. He's crushed a god before it happened.
Persuasion check.
I love it. I just wanted to get to that. I knew it had happened.
Let's see if they believe you. 2.
Oh, man.
Good lord. The funny thing is they can actually fail. Alright, they did not fail. With a 2, they look over at you. They kind of just... I don't know whether Gore is able to even realize it. That's up to you. But they're definitely sort of nodding like, yeah, I believe you, buddy. More so to make you feel better. But they're not really buying it. That's up to you whether you can actually figure it out.
All depends on who you ask, bro. He's exhausted in telling stories. So that's all it is. Then he basically wraps his whole story. Then he said, "But Gore's come to learn how to crush more gods, and now, since we settled here, to drink more. They don't celebrate enough. It's the best way to do it is with a drink."
Fair enough. It is good to celebrate with a drink, and I'll tell you what, to that drink you bought me earlier, return it, an information friend. Here. We'll raise a sort of glass, and as you both cheers and more, look over and begin to say, you mentioned being a Oni or a Red Orc and all that sort. Kaio didn't necessarily, but when me and Zoe were sort of going along together, we were passing a little bit by through the main valley, and it was definitely a rough place to say the least, but we did overhear of a orcish clan residing in the north of the valley. Now, we stayed far away from it, but due to its, how you say, reputation to outsiders, to say the least, and we didn't want to trespass in an area we weren't necessarily welcome. But it might be worth checking out at some point.
Which direction did you say it is? Yeah, like
North
north
of the valley. North of the
just
valley.
north of the.
Yeah,
Does he know how far that is, sir? Roughly.
Yeah, he can give you like for the sake of brevity, he can like if you ask him to sort of point it onto a map, he can just show you exactly where it is, or roughly the area, right?
Yep, he would definitely ask the rough area, and he would describe some of the places he already seen in the general vicinity.
Yeah.
So yeah, and be like, quick question, just for me knowing, would orcish clans like fuck with each other, or would it be sort of like, yeah, I feel you, they're there, you know what I mean? Like, is there like a
any beef between clans or anything like that?
Beef between clans is just inherent care of another clan. Do you get what I'm saying?
Gotcha. I think I know what you mean. So with green orcish clans and red orcish clans, they hate each other.
Right.
Like that's just, it is what it is. They fucking hate each other to no end. I can explain the story about that later at some point. But yeah, between like fellow red orc clans, it's, I would say it's definitely a bit of kinship. It's more of like, if you were to see another red orc, it'd be kind of like a subtle nod towards them, knowing their struggles and what they kind of have to do when it comes to hiding in plain sight and more. So it's not necessarily like, oh, I'm obligated to go fight and die for them. It's more of just a mutual respect, and not more than that.
Copy. And those are red orcs, he said, right? Just
orcs.
clarifying. Yep, got you. If the big one sees it fit, perhaps we'll pay them a visit. Perhaps Gore knows something of this clan. I guess he just have to know it to see it. But then he look. Pale one, have you ever brewed a drink?
A bit. Not professionally or anything like that, but I know bits of differing mixtures for alcohol. It's a little bit basic knowledge, really.
And Gore would kind of lean back. Well, take this, pale one. I make you a challenge.
A challenge? I'm always up for one. What do you have in mind?
The goal is to get the quiet one drunk. The greedy one may be easier. But I challenge you to do it.
For clarification, who is the quiet and the greedy one again?
I do not know how I would describe outside of character.
Better describe their appearance.
Oh, that's what it is. The quiet one who's now got the metal skin. Like the greedy one with the metal skin.
Ah, the two warforged. I see. And which one being the quiet or greedy one? The woman or the man?
The man is the greedy one.
Okay, got you. Understandable. And you want me to get them both drunk, or?
They need to celebrate. Right now, the drinks do nothing for them. We need to find a way to change that.
I think I have an idea. I might need to make a call to a certain individual. But explain, and you might know this individual well. There is a certain deity. I'm very well versed with the gods and all of such, but there is a certain deity that might be intrigued for such an endeavor. Have you ever heard of the individual Xenagos, the satyr god?
Bro, you tell me.
You most definitely
I-
have. If there
Okay, that's
is,
heavy.
if there is a queen of the Feywild being Ambrosi, the individual who came before them, not necessarily a king of the Feywild or anything like that, but Xenagos, the god of revelry, the satyr god. Most, but not all, satyrs kind of look towards them for tons and tons of things, whether it be pure debauchery, revelry, drunken stupor, or even that of chaos and slaughter. Xenagos is the individual to kind of turn to. They're a newer god in the pantheon, but you know that they have just sort of came back due to Clothes's recent departure and eventual, return. But in that span of being departed from the pantheon and returning, Xenagos made their way to basically try to take Clothes's spot, failing but still at least reserving a seat amongst the divine throne.
Copy.
So Gore's
Yes.
Gore's aware of who they are pretty well.
So Gore would just say, "You may have Gore to thank for that. That god's return. Well, then show me something, Pale One. And we have much bigger plans for this place. How about you get comfy and watch over it a bit?"
That's I can do. I have a couple of ideas. I think the bar is kind of lacking a little bit of a theme at the moment. It seems, and no disrespect, please don't take any, but more so generic. Something to spice it up or give it a little bit of, I don't know, aesthetic, brand, theme, I don't know. We'll figure it out, but first, let me see what I can do and make that call. And I can maybe talk to you about it later. What do you say?
And I'm like, "Sounds like a deal, Pale One." And he sticks out his arm. To shake or whatever.
Easy enough. We'll turn and shake your hand. That
All
you'll see as Kolkash will begin to continue doing his own thing, and he's gonna get ready to start praying. But go ahead.
And then Gore just puts his arm around him and it's like, "And you know what? Here, they'll play the games. And there in the back, the special room. Yes, like the Pixies talk." And he's just gonna start rambling about things to do it. So feed it to him.
Good lord. All right. With that, Gore, just let me know where you headed off to now before we go to Zaman and Mao.
Bruh, I'm in here drinking, then going to sleep. That's all Gore doing.
You got it. All right, we're gonna go to Zaman, then we're gonna go to Adidark, and then we're gonna go to Azora. All right, Zaman, what are you doing as you're talking to Mao outside?
He will walk up to say, "Mal, do you remember the request for the arcane focus I had for you?"
Yeah, I got it. Here, let me stop messing around with this. You'll see as he kind of hops down and begins to sort of set the giant bag out. Where is this sort of thing? Oh, hey, also while you're here, I kind of talked to, I talked to Azora a little while ago. Remember that goose that I had like way back when we kind of met?
Yeah, the one that we lost.
Yeah, still sad about that. Apparently, one of the, or with the whole Spirits Guild Hall, I think that's what she's saying. A couple of individuals are, coming in and out. I saw actually 2 of them went into that bar a little while ago. A couple of them left, but yeah. But apparently, some of them are gonna maybe even be looking to go find good old Greg. I miss that little guy. Definitely, if the Animal Kingdom had Voden Knights sort of standards, yeah, that guy, he'd definitely be a knight. Oh God, yeah. Ugh.
My apologies, Mal. We should have made that a higher priority.
Oh no, it's fine. I'm more so worried about any of the individuals that he ran into beforehand, before we these guys find him.
Would that be an issue?
For us, no, but let's just say before I met Hannibal and Philo, yeah, that goose was my protector. Let's just put it that way.
It must have been quite powerful indeed then.
Something like that. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. They're definitely a weird one, but hey, they protected me for whatever reason, so I can't ever argue or complain.
Well, if they protected you and kept you safe, we should make sure that they are welcomed in the village.
Yeah, I will say, and I'll mention this to Azura and all that stuff. I think we're gonna accompany her this time, whenever she's given out that quest. But, yeah, just, if you ever do see it in the village, do not challenge it to a fight unless you're almost ready to battle to the death. Yeah, that thing is, fucking crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Ugh. Oh, God.
You should probably tell that to Addy Doc. He might mistake it for a night creature.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I'll probably swing over and do that in a minute.
To be honest, in the distance, you guys hear the howling of a werewolf, one might say, in the distance.
You could not be rude and interrupt,
just
sir.
from this, you say his name, you hear a howl.
Keep to your tree and be respectful. Have you heard of the word respect?
Oh,
You probably don't know about that.
Here we go.
'Cause you're a savage. Anyway, Zaman continues to talk to Mal.
Here we go.
He says, also, Mal, I ran into an individual by the name of Atlas. He seemed to be familiar with the computer we ran into in the sinkhole.
I see. Atlas, never heard of him, but sounds like an interesting individual. You said say that one more time. Make sure I got that right. What you're saying about Atlas? Make sure I don't miss anything specific.
Yeah, he said he was familiar with the computers in the sinkhole.
Gotcha. Is he?
He may be able.
Go ahead.
But he may be able to give us access to maybe go deeper and finally be able to find the location me and Cora have been looking for.
Are they around? Are they here? Or
No, they're with a different group. I'm going to see if I can communicate with them using this triangle. But I'd like to actually be at the computer when I do it. So I'll talk to Azora about making that a priority.
oh, okay. Seems easy enough to do. That's actually.
I want to preface this. I know your last encounter in the sinkhole. I need you to come with us, but I want to make sure you're okay with that.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
Oh god. You see as he looks over and this poor red panda just has like some flashbacks for a moment. They see themselves getting dragged by the likes of the Hydra, getting nearly rammed and stomped over by the rolling pangolins and all that sort of stuff, and they're like, all right, so Zaman, how much of a priority is this?
It is on the top of me and Cora's list. It will help us out daily. I can't give you the specifics, but it is very important to us.
Let's see as he sighs. All right. You gonna be with me? I need a. You coming along with?
You'll see Zaman pat him on the back and say, "Mal, I won't let nothing happen to you. If anything pops up, just be sure I will personally handle it."
All right. Well, that's reassuring. And you'll see as he begins to hand out the tool. Here, attach this sort of thing to your little focus, and this should give it a little bit of enhancement, if you will. You'll see as it's basically a. It seems to be kind of like a moving set of cogwheels and more. They kind of spin about, and as they do, they give out a little bit of a spark, a little bit of electricity of the arcane. It's almost as if it's jump starting it. Just attach this over to it. It's not necessarily going to look the greatest, but I mean, I'm not like super advanced when it comes to like that type of technology, like what your body's made out of, but hopefully it kind of fits the metal aesthetic.
I appreciate it. And you'll see Zaman kind of like put it on in his chest to incorporate it into his body.
You got it. And I will add that to your thing. I gotta figure out how to give your. It's I think it increases your. I know it increases your 2-hit modifier. I don't think it increases your DC though.
I thought it did both.
It might.
But...
I just don't remember 100%.
Okay. And then he'll say two more things, Mel. Once we gain deeper access into this research facility, we want to make it the head of our R&D, and I spoke to you about being the head of the R&D for us. Are you still interested?
I mean, yeah, I mean, it would definitely give me a little bit more direction on kind of what to do in the likes of the village. So, yeah, I think I'd be down for that.
Excellent. I want you to let your imagination go wild. Whatever you can dream, you can probably make it happen.
Now we have a giant phoenix made out of metal.
Of course. And don't let the what do they call those things? Morals kind of hinder your thought process.
Whoa,
There's nothing that's off limits.
Hold on. He looks at you like you're crazy for a moment. I think morals should still remain important here. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves.
I mean, I'm not asking you to kill anybody now, but I'm just saying, you know, if you are thinking about something that you think is a little bit crazy, you know, it's probably worth doing.
Persuasion check, Zaman.
Copy. I'm guessing I'm still using my old stats.
Yeah, you're still using old stats.
Oh, alright. I will use my my Oracle's insight on this.
All right, go for it.
Let's go.
24. As you look over towards them, you see as Mal looks at you and says, I'm gonna get some revisions at least, but I hear what you're saying. And I hear what you're saying. I won't let anything get in the way of creativity and let's just say progression or invention. Yeah, we'll call it that.
Excellent. That's what I like to hear. Last thing, you were working on some sending stones. Did you have them?
Yep, got them right over here. Starts digging in the bag and then just begins to throw you up 2 sending stones. Here, just speak into this thing and it will receive the message on the other and vice versa.
Copy. We will need a few more. We're starting to think of creating a military outpost. You know, Hannibal is going to be in charge of our police district, and of course, when you start working at the R&D department, we'll need to be in communication. So start creating. Well, I would say probably 3 more sets.
Okay, stupid idea, but maybe a good and useful idea. So you know how we always struggle when it comes to like gathering all the knights and all that sort of stuff? Hey, you know, everybody kind of meet up in the war room or whatever. We kind of struggle with that. Have you considered something like this? You know, you speak into this sort of thing and it, I don't know, projects your voice across the entire village. You know, so it's like you can kind of just let everybody know like important things whenever they need to know, right?
That is an excellent idea, Mal. Get working on that immediately.
Sure, I can do that. I can whip up a couple more sending stones and try to start figuring something out for that.
Perfect. Well, it was good speaking with you, Mal. Let's chat soon.
Yep. Super excited for this festival, especially. But
yes,
gonna be
festival
good.
will be a lot of fun.
Yeah. You just pick me up whenever you're ready to go to that place. Oh God, I'll probably get some shut-eye first though.
Will do. Yeah, rest up. I'm gonna go over to talk to Azora.
Alrighty. And as you begin to head over to talk to Azora, we head over towards the likes of Addydark. Over towards their tree, preparing to do whatever they want to do. Alright, Addydark. As you are up into your typical tree, is there anything that you are specifically doing or wanting to say to anybody? Or are you good to go?
No, I actually don't have anything critical to RP at the moment, so we can just meet up wherever everybody is. We can talk or whatever.
You got it. All right. So,
Just real quick, Pyro should be somewhere on my shoulders. But
I got you. I'm gonna make a quick little call. I gotta type one person. Three. All right.
I mean, yeah, we don't have speak with animals on anymore, so it's probably just gonna be Pyro.
No, I was just messaging Animus just in case because they got something. All right. Anyways, but that's it. So Zaman, you're heading over towards the likes of Azora. So eventually, as you begin to walk through the village and more, you'll see as Keeper Rye will actually begin to walk over towards Cora and begin to take her, taking her to the Keeper's realm for the time being. That you'd probably walk past the likes of Agony and Zoe going over towards the blacksmith area, but eventually I gotta update all these tokens on where they're at. These are inaccurate. And there's also 2 Agonies and everything. Oh man. Alright, we'll fix that up in the background. But eventually, Zaman, you arrive towards the likes of the war room where Azora is posted up at. What would you like to say and or do?
Zara, you said you needed to see me.
Good evening, Zaman. First of all, you have been a bit out of the loop that the labs sure, but she like hunches her shoulder and like pretty much directs Pyro to jump onto the table, and she says, "We got it. The Aurora man with the mark."
Oh wow, that is quite interesting.
Pyro is the name. This
Pyro.
creature is quite magnificent, and it likes to eat pork, so we shall find some type of... I'm sure it eats other things, but pork is its favorite. Perhaps we'll get some for the festival, so it can dine on some of its favorite foods.
You just look over at the creature and it just says, Pyro! Pyro, Pyro!
That's an excellent idea. Bacon, ham, pork chops. Man, I haven't had any of those in a long time.
And then she said, yes, so now we can finally figure out what the orange mark does. And she holds up the purple square to Pyro to kind of have him show the orange diamond.
Sees you, looks over, and he gets ready to high five you. Zora, do you do anything?
Oh, she closes her hand immediately.
Don't do that.
Yeah, she said, you know, perhaps at least you two could high five, so for the time being, you could have the orange mark and see what it does. That could be something for another time. However, I called you here, and she looks around. I'm not sure what Zoe is, but we're supposed to go deal with this Mama Murphy situation.
Oh. I'm curious what they're going to talk about. Let's get it done.
Yeah, and she'll say, and she'll wait outside, and she'll say, well, once Zoe arrives, we'll get to it. Pyro, let's go.
Pyro! We'll just sort of do a little front flip, begin to start chasing after you.
And yeah, we'll just whenever Zoe gets here, we'll go to wherever Riles and Moss said they had Mama Murphy tied up somewhere.
You got it. You'll see as eventually Zoe begins to arrive, and eventually she'll begin to sort of greet both of you and say, hello Azora, and hello Zaman. Pleasure to see you once again.
She'll nod and she'll say, apologies that took so long, but it appears we are ready to go now. I hope everything you said about your interrogation skills is, well, as you say. For this one, and she thinks for a second, then she just says nothing. She just says, well, let's at least get as much information as we can.
Well, I have a question. Would you... I can suited for both, but would you like to do the questioning and I make sure that they answer correctly? Or would you prefer me to be doing the questioning?
Me as a man will ask the questions if need be. We'll go with that. But if you think of something, feel free to hop in.
I can
you might
focus on the finer intricacies of my work. And you see as she says this, it's a devilish grin begins to place itself onto her face. She is creepily excited about this, which is all you could ever really ask with an Inquisitor.
I like your enthusiasm.
Yeah, man, this is probably the last time Azora doing this, but she just nervously smiles and says, "Okay, Paiwa, let's go."
All right, I will drag y'all to it. So let me copy all of your tokens. Question, Azora, are you going out in your
you will see her hit the purple square on her her belt. And you'll see her armor start to slowly form out of the symbol to cover her.
You got it. And as you begin to do so, her armor begins to shift and change towards your combat attack.
As soon as Madral finishes that piece,
it'll make more sense. Don't worry.
It'll make more sense. Yeah.
Oh man, but it's coming along. So. Let me go grab your tokens and I'm gonna throw you over to this scene. All right. Oh boy, let me add you here, Zaman. Let me add you, Pyre. Or not Pyre, Pywo. And let me add Zoe. All right. Let me search.
Pi will have about to be introduced to a vastly different lifestyle than Zappy.
Zappy is just like, oh my god, it's so fun in the taiga, I love it here. Meanwhile, oh man, Pi will gonna grow up in a hard life.
Hard in these streets, man.
All right, I'm gonna try to change it to. I'm gonna change it to this, but I'm probably gonna change it to something else, music-wise. Alright, well, I get something in the background. Or, I know what I got. Hold on, sorry about this. Give me 2 seconds, y'all. 2 seconds. What is it? Blah, 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 blah. Well, in the meantime, while I'm getting this set up, is there anything you guys are talking about right now? Or, like, on the way there?
So Azora will say to Pyro, we don't have to RP it or anything, but she'll explain to him that of course, like she showed prior, that she has abilities of ice and he has fire, and she was essentially saying to him that she wants to like see how strong his fire is, so she'll ask him to like blow fire upward, so like doesn't hit anybody, just to kind of get an idea of how powerful those flames are that it can create.
Easy enough. As you're kind of doing so, you'll see as they occasionally kind of throw on the bits of their flames and fire. You've seen this type of magic before. It is more of a natural meshing of the arcane, but Jadis casted similar evocation magic to this before, but Jadis was definitely a little bit or a lot stronger. This is more of a basic sense of it.
Okay.
You're pretty, I mean, hey, with a bit of training, who knows? Maybe they'll be able to cast even more powerful magics in the future.
They should definitely keep that in mind, so we could do some training with fire and ice. All right. So yeah, that would be pretty much all you discussed.
All right. You look over, and as eventually you make your way to the forest, you'll see as the Yurikage are looking over, and they're kind of posted up onto different sort of portions, sort of surveying the likes of the perimeter and more. You see as Riles greets you first, as they're the first one up here. The rain is falling, but they will allow you to kind of walk in and meet over with the likes of Inoki off to the side, as they seem to be not necessarily arrow drawn or bow drawn to face an individual, but they have it at the ready. pointing towards a general area just in case anybody will try something. That. Go
Yep.
ahead.
She'll say, lead the way, Riles. Let's get this over with so we all could get a nice rest. Those reports about the White Walkers near the research and development facility need to be dealt with.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if I haven't gotten any more reports on them yet, but yeah, we'll see.
Okay. So yeah, wherever we're going, we're head there.
We'll see.
She'll look at Moss and nod, and she'll say, "You did good work with this one, Moss. I'm glad you all are able to. I'm glad you're all able to finish this one. Keep your ears and roots to the ground. Any dissent from the inside the kingdom or outside shall not be tolerated. This kingdom will be the strongest kingdom in all of Voden. So help me, Krufix."
Understood. We'll see as he nods. Begins to continue at his post. Eventually, you see his Vass is kind of looking over. They're kind of watching Noki, but also surveying the area and land as you approach.
She'll reach out to Vass, and she'll she knows he doesn't really talk much, but she'll say, "Did you bring the extra blade?"
I'll nod.
And then she'll take the extra blade and keep it moving.
Got it.
She'll get to Inaki and she'll say, "Keep your eyes peeled, Inaki. I don't want anyone knowing what occurred here. And if you see something, shoot first, then warn us."
We'll see as I begin to look over and say, "Very well. I will make sure to do so."
Use put your roots in the ground if need be to essentially saying cast, speak with plants as a mechanism in order to get the drop on anything that comes our way.
The individual, it is placed up here. I've been watching them along with, my brothers. But we will leave it to you. I will survey the area and keep a lookout. But you'll see as they point over towards the individuals of a tree, kind of in, they seem to be completely captured, just trying to force their way out, but not really successful in doing so. With that, Zoe will take a look at everything that's kind of going on. Pi was just, utterly confused. Inaki will begin to walk over to the side and plant the roots into the ground, while Moss and Vass will also begin to secure the perimeter and begin to start scouting out. Riles will also do the same, but they will also keep a close distance to you to convey any information in quick relaying. As you look up, you see as the individual up here, they're fighting and moving and shifting and cursing, but also they begin to say, and shout out to Mort for doing this art. I think this was 2 months ago, actually. But this little sketch. You see as this individual says, "Get me down from here, no! Get me! Who are you? Who are you?"
Unfortunately for you, the questions will only be one way. Now, you are the one called Mama Murphy, correct?
Ow. Well, if it isn't the Voden clowns. I figured as much you'd be up to this. I am...
tell you, if I was there, bro, she already be dead. I just want to toss that out there. So I hope you all Voden Knights really get this shit done. Don't let her talk shit like that, bro.
You'll see as Zoe, or not Zoe, but Mama Murphy will begin to speak and say, I am an individual, a connoisseur of the truth, and I know exactly what you all are. You all are fakes, lies, cheats. A lot of you. I know it, and I know it true. Don't you dare try to play tough with me. I've seen through your deceit.
She'll take a look at Zoe to
Yep.
kind of motion to move closer and do her thing.
Yep.
And then as Zoe moves closer, Zora's gonna bend like bend over to talk to Pyros like silently and say, "Now listen, there are those in the valley who wish harm upon our kingdom, as well as all we protect and hold dear. This one here is those types of people. It's an unfortunate thing that we can't all live in harmony, Pyro. But sometimes things must be done in order to keep order. Is that something you understand?"
I won't.
She'll nod and she'll say, "In time, you will see the greatness of a kingdom, and also the parts of it that drags us down. Like a dying plant, you must cut out the roots that are infecting or infesting the kingdom, so that the rest can grow strong." And she'll look back over and nod to Zoe.
You'll see as she begins to do so, and she sighs as she walks up. So to be one of you, then. Fine. You always are the most irritating. You'll look over, and as you guys said that you will be doing most of the talking, she'll begin to take the likes of her blade for a moment and begins to walk up. Wait, what are you doing? What are you doing with that blade? No, stop, no. Don't worry. If you answer truthfully and you make our jobs easy, then this will only hurt a lot and not be fatal. And you'll see as she begins to take a little bit of the dagger and begins to cut directly towards, almost just barely with a sort of surgeon's precision, missing a vital portion of where a vein would be, begins to draw a bit of the blood. You see as the blood begins to start wrapping itself around the likes of the dagger and begins to slowly form and changing the blade from that of a silver or grayish steel to that of an almost unholy and fiendish red. As it begins to do so, her eyes glow with this orange light, and all the tattoos amongst her form also begin to continue glowing as well in unison. As she does so, her eyes shine once more, and so does Mama Murphy's. Now, can you please do us a favor and make this easy for us? She's all yours. I think she'll be a little bit more cooperative. Alright, she is going to use her blood curse of the anxious. All intimidation checks against this individual have advantage.
Okay. So she'll say, now, let's make this quick. It does not have to be drawn out. First of all, what are these rumors you're spreading about us, and from where do they stem?
You'll see as she begins to say, oh boy, I'm excited. These are not rumors. They are, they are the truth. I've seen it. I've foreseen it. She told me so, and I believe her with my utmost respect and worship. I know what you have done, and I do not like it. No, I do not like it one bit.
Who is she, and what did they say that we did?
The Mother of Fates. The Mother of Fates says it so. The Mother of strings, veils, and such. Do you know her? Of course
she
you
would
do.
look-
She manages and manifests everything around.
She would look at Zaman, someone who was well in touch with religion and stuff.
Yeah, have I ever heard of any description of this, like a deity or a devil?
You heard of it, and you've grown oh so much. See, as they speak, as the thought comes into your mind,
Clothis.
I'm talking about Clothis, don't you see?
Oh, bruh. Yeah. You see Zaman, like he has some angst, and he says, "Clothis, you say? Zoe, bring this one closer."
Very well. Come now. And she's going to just throw her dagger and begins to just drop the or cut down the legs of the rope and begins to sort of place her foot onto the legs of Mama Murphy's back, so they are knocked prone onto the ground and they are not going anywhere. She takes out the rapier and then just has it just at the ready.
Azor would toss Zoe the rope to kind of tie Mama Murphy's feet upwards, so it's like not even remotely like touching the ground.
You'll see as she will begin to hog tie her, so she can't really, connect to the ground or anything like that.
Yeah. And then she'll say, "What did Clotha say about us?"
And why should I tell you? You should already know. You've foreseen it. You've caused cataclysm, have you not? What, is your memory gone away? And Zoe's gonna enhance and amplify the blood spell. What are you saying, Zaman or Zora?
Yeah, you see Zaman get real close to Mama Murphy. His chain comes out of his arm and wraps around the neck, and he whispers, "So you're a follower of Clothis, and you believe in the divine timeline, the fate. I have something really special for you. You're gonna wish you never worshipped that." Some markers? Nah. That heathen, that forbidden, worthless god. And he starts slowly choking Mama Murphy out, probably till she passes out.
Azor would say, "Zaman, enough. We need answers here."
I'm not gonna kill her, but she will suffer.
Azor steps closer to put a hand on her shoulder and says, "Answers, Zaman. This is more important now. If others like this are around, it's best we figure out to know. Not to mention, we have to understand exactly what Clothis is saying." And she asks Mama Murphy one more time, "What is it that Clothis is saying we did? You understand how memory works here. Please enlighten us."
As this is happening, Zaman, make a... I'll say either Azor or Zaman, you can make an intimidation check. You make it with advantage, and you also get a +3 as well. So, up to you who is making it.
I'll let Zora make it.
Okay. So 16.
Yep, 16. As this happens, you'll look over and Zoe will also begin to whisper into your mind a couple of secrets, and she conveys the information eventually to both of you and says, if you also have any spells that would make this even easier, such a suggestion as well. She is even more susceptible to being afflicted and affected with it on top of this. So, do it now if you wish, but if not, I will wait here and continue manifesting the blood curse.
Zora ain't got none of that.
And neither does Zaman, not yet.
Alright. So, with your 16 asking, what did she see?
Yeah.
I know that you met her. I seen it. I know. I've seen a dream, a vision. You And all of Voden Knights, I saw you sever her head for a time. You all fucked with fate. You've disrupted destiny. The vision of you all in the astral sea or someplace, some realm, the plane of dreams, I'm not sure, but I know you were there. I had a vision of it days ago before you all arrived. It is not a coincidence that you arrive afterwards. They said you would be a bad omen to this village. Chaos, ruin would occur. And so it has. Individuals dying, people, buildings being destroyed for industrialization. As well as soon this village will burn and it will be taken by the stars and you will be the downfall of all of it. I know it, I have seen it. And Clothis, destiny, it does not lie.
If you think we'll ever let the ops spin back on our block, this is where you're wrong. And she'll stand up to walk back and she'll say, these visions you have from this dead goddess, how is she able to commune with you? We've heard the gods were dead here in the valley.
Intimidation check with advantage, Zora. Same thing with +3 because of Zoe. 17. You'll see as between all of you, she realizes the situation and says, I am an oracle chosen by Clothis themselves or any of the divine. It is my life's work. It is what I study. And I have studied for long since you have even been conceived of. These visions of deities, they speak only truths. And truths that I convey to the masses and the unenlightened. Those who need guidance.
So, you're saying, just to be clear, that you receive these visions from Clothis, and you see visions of us losing against the opposition, and you see the village falling. Is that all?
I see what she says, and all I saw was this village burning, also taken by stars for a time. Now I do not know when, I just know it shall be. And I know this reasoning is because of you. You've caused this.
She'll look at Zaman. It's pretty much gesturing if you have any questions for Mama Murphy.
Oh, yeah. Copy. You see Zaman, he'll say, I've had visions. I've had the visions of my entire clan being destroyed. But instead of cowering, instead of being a useless shroom, I decided to do something about it. I decided to say, fuck you to destiny and determine my own destiny. Clothis doesn't know everything that is to come or everything that is to be. And you certainly do not. We will never lose to the ops. He'll slightly cut her throat.
As we begin to draw a bit of sort of noxious fumes from the Myconid, you'll see as she begins to say, whoa, no. Look, I can prove it to you. I know what I am talking about. All of my visions, they have come true and to fruition at some point.
What is the visions that you foresee, besides the one you named, the village burning? The starry one's taking it over. What else do you see?
A second. I see the likes of my sister. Not by blood, but my sisters in practice. Gathering around, communing with one another, and in turn, eventually a certain priestess of the sorts gathering with us to reunite and rekindle old relationships.
Who are your sisters, and who is this main leader one?
Why?
If-
Are you
if-
looking for an invite?
If destiny is, as you say, unchangeable, it would not matter if we even knew who they were, right?
Persuasion check. With advantage from Zoe.
I'll cast guidance on Azora as well.
You got it. D4. Oh, thank God we avoided that one. All right, 14.
Does that get the +3 as well?
No, not this one.
Okay, cool. In that case, let me reroll that with the inspo she got earlier.
All right. 18.
18.
Ooh, nice. So a total of 19.
Oh,
Or-
you don't.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nah, it's just the D20s. So
okay, cool.
19. You look over and say, fine. I am talking about the Voden Coven.
The Voden Coven.
Ooh.
Okay.
My sisters. We gather. We go separated and such. We still we still talk from time to time. Now, some of my... Well, in fact, I will be meeting with, how you say, a couple of them soon.
Where and when?
Just as a suggestion, unless you want to become one of us and join said coven, I advise you to stay far away.
Where and when?
Fine, you're no fun. In about 3 months' time, it's going to take us a bit to travel, as she's going to be taking a bit from the tiger, and also that one's going to have to come from ground, and Alice is going to have to come from the sands. Hopefully, she'll deal with the fucking whatever, bits. But
The kindred spirits.
how do you know that name?
Do you mean Alice the hag?
You know my sister.
Yes, we were told about that one.
I see. Yes. This is going... Oh, this is getting even more interesting. What exactly do you know of my sister, then? Is she well?
Not much. Just that, well, at least it sounds like they're alive. It sounds like the kindred spirits could not do what we're gonna have to do.
And what exactly is that?
Deal with the situation, of course, like we always have to do. And she'll think to herself, 3 months' time, come from different places. The one from the ground. Do you mean underground?
Perhaps.
And
As in the Forbidden City.
She genuinely shrugs. Is that the name of it? I just know from the ground.
she wants to do inside check on this information she's been receiving.
Sure, make an insight check.
Is that regular too?
Yes. So 19. What you would get is that She is frightened, but she is not helpless, and she realizes it. You get the sense from her bit of confidence or waning confidence that shifts every now and again that she has some ace up her sleeve, whether that is something physical, whether that is information, or whatever. She knows that she is going to get out of this situation well. At least she has that confidence too, that you're able to realize.
Zoro will back up and say, well, unfortunately for you, Mama Murphy, I hope you didn't see yourself at that coven. Because you've been charged with some serious crimes here. Charges of conspiracy against the kingdom, reckless endangerment of its citizens, and now treason. There is only but one way that these crimes can be, well, let's just say, rectified.
What do you mean?
You have two options, Mama Murphy. You can potentially live a bit longer with my companions on here, or this is the last day you see of Voden.
Well, you see, Azora Lunista, I or you only have one option. You see, the thing is, killing me would be useless for multiple reasons. You kill me, you lose out on an oracle, one that can see the future, or your fates, information regarding others. I know of your war. I know of your secrets with the Zhao dynasty and such. You're telling me that you would willingly give up such a useful tool in a war coming?
She'll toss the blade onto the ground in front of Mama Murphy, and she'll say, I do not care about destiny or these other things. The Voden Knights have always forged their own path, and they will continue to do so long after you're gone, long after your coven is gone, and long after the opposition is dealt with.
Well, fine. Then kill me and then explain what happened to my brother Philo then.
Come on, son.
Oh, come on, bro.
You get the sense that was the ace up her sleeve, not the other one.
Come on, bro.
Come
Bro,
on.
you sure not distant cousin? Like, we talking like
Right.
a third cousin, bro? Like,
Nope.
This is what Zaman was saying. Out of respect for Philo, you won't die today. But unfortunately for you, Philo has a limited amount of time. And once his time runs out, so will yours.
and
You'll see as she looks over and says, Looks then that I have a little bit of time to prove and show you the truth. What should I do with her? Zoe kind of looks
Well-
over towards you two.
keep them hung up today. But we'll gag them, hog tie them. We're headed to the R&D facility anyways. There we're going to have a few cells. They could bide their time there in the cold metal where they can't connect to the rest of the village.
I have one last question for you, Mama Murphy. How many of these other Clovis followers are in our village?
Make sure I got this right. You said Clothis followers, right? Or just followers of Mama Murphy?
Clovis followers. something.
Here's how she would answer it. And basically take the gore route. If, for all the individuals who see my truth and understand it, they understand fate. And for those who understand fate, we are many. Though I do not know numbers, I know lots. Zaman, make an insight check.
B.
That's not that hard of a DC. 16. You get the sense that she means more of like, she's interpreting it as like, there could be, Mama Murphy could very well be like the only Clothis follower, but the way she's sort of saying it kind of like, oh, hey, well, if you believe in fate and all this stuff, that means that everybody's a Clothis follower. There's like 80 Clothis followers and all that other stuff, right? You get, that's what she's kind of, that's kind of the realm she's meaning.
Yeah, you know what I mean. How many worship and praise Clothis? How many believe that she is their salvation?
Now that, I don't know. That I truly do not know, but I would be intrigued myself to understand who worships and praises Clothis like me. Who sees, how you say, what the weave of destiny truly provides.
Azura say, look, we're not gonna get more in this moment, Zaman. Inaki, Vast, tie it back up to the tree. Take watch, rotate with Riles and Moss for the time being. We'll be back to collect on the way to the R&D facility tomorrow.
That you'll see as they all begin to nod, and they begin to continue to do so. With that, you'll see as Zoe will begin to look over, and her eyes will sort of shine once more. You'll see as a bit of blood is sort of drawn from her skin, and with that, and just in case that you try anything, and you'll see as she begins to start searing a devilish brand into the likes of Mama Murphy's, kind of towards their shoulder, below the cloak. A safety precaution, just in case.
Azura would tell Zaman, you may now knock her out, just so we could be sure.
He moves that token with a swiftness.
He says, "It will be my pleasure," and he'll whisper in Mama Murphy's ear, "Your fate is now in my hands. I hope Clothis can save you." And then he just like chokes her out with this chain whip.
As you do, eventually Mama Murphy begins to go unconscious. Still alive, but definitely roughed up. Zaman, Azura.
Azura pats Vast the blade, and she says, "Well, maybe another time." And she looks upset as she begins to walk back to the village.
I won't. We'll see as Pyro's just gonna like rush over and try to keep up.
And Azura said to Pyro, "Sometimes a decision has to be made to prolong a certain situation. You'll soon come to find out not everything is black and white. I know it's a lot to take in for now, but like I told you, I will treat you as if you are a full member of the Knights. So you'll be privy to some of the things that go along here. Once we find a way to speak with you, or at least for me to understand you, we could get a bit of your input on what's going on." And she'll look at Zaman as you call her name.
Azura, this Clothis situation is concerning. As a previous follower, you understood that we upheld the timeline by any means. We wore many faces, pretended to believe in many different things that we never did. They're going to be hard to find her worshippers in our midst.
Well, there's nothing we can do about it now. Perhaps in time, but not now. And she'll continue to go back to the village. On our way, can we do a survival? Go ahead.
Just one last thing, Zoe will just ask. I hope this is okay with me asking, but truly, just out of curiosity, but with no one else sort of here watching, what do you think of that vision that she mentioned? Do you think that it is actually holds some truth, or do you firmly believe that that it is false and nothing but a lie?
There
It
was
is-
a. Go ahead.
But well, Zaman will say visions have many interpretations. Visions are just a potential path of what can happen. Many things change that can prevent or speed up the process. Now that we know of the information, the vision holds very little weight.
Yes. Oftentimes, like water, things may flow in a certain direction. One can be almost sure where the drop-off points will be. But put one stone there, things split. It is always the way with nature. You can never be too certain with anything. And like Voden itself, the water here always has a mind of its own. And she keeps going.
You got it. With that,
Yeah,
Zora and Zaman, where are you guys? Oh, last thing.
On the way, if it's possible at all, to scavenge for some soul.
Yeah, you got it. Make a survival check.
I'll help, actually.
All right. While you're doing that, where are you guys headed, Zora and Zaman? Like back to the village, but where in the village?
Azora is headed to again, we're gonna go sleep, I guess, to make our way to find these White Walkers on the way to your R&D facility.
Yep.
All right. So with that, you all begin to head back, searching through the bits of forest and more, seeing exactly what you can find. Now you find a total of ain't much, but honest work. And you get 2 soul coins, just from like seeing and scavenging a little bit. You find them sort of tucked away in a little bit of a tree.
All we needed to make this stuff. We were one soul shy. All right.
Alright, so with that, we're gonna quickly head over towards everybody, just real quick to make sure if there's anything else they would need to do before they go to take their rest. Alright, so Agni, is there anything you were trying to do before you go take a long rest, or nah, you're good?
He is going to try to make this weapon as well, which will be an exotic weapon as well.
Alright.
That's about it before my long rest.
Make a survival check for this. You have advantage because you have the blacksmithing tools and proficiency, so go for it.
Does the smithy actually do anything, or is that what gives me advantage?
Here.
Out of curiosity, I was just.
So
I
you would
didn't
have
know.
advantage, and then also because you have the proficiency anyways, we'll reduce the DC by 5 on top of that. So for you, DC is only 5. For the survival check, you literally actually cannot fail.
Wait,
for
to
you
make
specifically.
to make an exotic weapon?
For
It goes
you,
on
for
that
the
much?
oh wait, hold on. I was thinking at the the exotic weapons are a different DC. Let me make sure I
Yeah,
got
that's
this right.
okay. That's why I was like, wait, what? You sure?
Yeah, hold on. I was thinking of the normal basic weapons where the DC is always 10. We go scroll on up. Let me go look over this. DC is 17, so you have advantage -5. So DC is 12 for you.
Copy. Okay.
12 is what you need, so there you go. All right. You can make the exotic weapon. You expend the materials and the gold necessary for it, and you're good to go.
Yeah. After a hard day of work at the forge, Agni will get some rest.
Begin to look over, and as you're kind of hammering away, getting ready to sort of head back, looking towards the fires, looking towards the embers and more, This feels a bit normal. Not sure why, but take, for some strange reason, a bit of appreciation in your work for this, even more so than usual when it comes to this, looking towards it. For one reason or another, though, you notice as some of the runes amongst your back begin to start glowing for a second, and they stop, and they glow, then they stop, they glow, they stop. You feel warm to the touch, but make an insight check for me, Agni. 15. You feel this sort of sensation, and as you feel warm, it is not a welcome one. It is not one that feels welcoming. It does not feel soothing or helpful or a good or something good to come. That bit of power, that bit of flame and hellfire from where you get a little bit of your strength begins to almost sort of turn inside out for a moment. The devils around seem to be at work and not necessarily up to anything good. You're not sure where, you're not sure when, not even why or how, but something begins to go off in you, and you're able to realize that.
Copy. I guess before like all of this, Agni would be taken in, just having a bit of time for himself, where it's somewhat closer to what civilization is. But as he kind of gets that feeling, he looks at like the newfound weapon, looks at the forge, and kind of shakes his head as he looks at the mark on his hand, just realizing there's always more to do. As he kind of walks out of the forge, kind of with a little bit more alert than he originally was when he walked in, as he kind of heads back to his house.
Fair enough. As you do, Agni, you begin to head back to your house for a night's sleep. You go over towards Gore. Are you doing anything, or are you just drinking away and then passing out in the bar?
That sounds right. As long as it clears my exhaustion, that's what I'll do.
You got it. Easy enough. You'll, at most, what you'll probably see is, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. Kolkasha will come back and look over towards you, Gore, and begin to say, I think that I might have the concoction. We'll pass this to the likes of Kor or Zaman and see what happens, but it seems to have the blessing of the god of revelry themselves, so if this can't affect them, then I'm sure nothing can at this point. We look over. Addy Dark, is there anything that you were doing before you head to bed, or all good?
Yeah, so it's like 998, 999, 1,000. Just finish my muscle ups for the day. You know what I'm saying? Gotta make sure we stay fit as a barbarian. I'm gonna head to the war room, see what's happening with everybody.
You got it. As you begin to head over to the war room and such.
Sorry, I had one question for you.
Yeah.
You gave me that pie a minute ago. Is that shit moldy, or is it still in my pocket, like preserved?
It's actually still preserved and such.
Okay. And then, if you did not already, could you reload my sheet? I had to change my feet.
Yeah, I got you.
Sidebar: Pi will sleep in here with the gals.
You got it.
Oh no! He wants the rock, so he can sleep on the rock right outside.
Oh yeah. That's what.
Yeah, she'll show him the rock, and then say goodnight.
All right. As you do, they just sort of nuzzle up. They're kind of have a concerned, very confused face, but they'll just say, "I will," and begin to start curling up before a bit of the flames. They kind of hide from the water. Eventually, the flames begin to slowly start dying out as they begin to rest and sleep.
She'll just say silently, "Good night, little one," and then she'll go into with the gals.
You got it. Addy Dark, as you're passing, you'll kind of see Azora heading back. Eventually, the rest of the Voden Knights making their way, but you're heading towards the war room and you see Azora getting ready to head inside to the building. Do you stop her to ask her anything or not?
Oh no, wait, sorry. This was a post long rest. My bad.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, I'm good for rest. Yeah.
All right. We'll bring you back over to the back to the mushroom tree or tree house, and we'll be good to go. All right, so that's Agni, that's Addy Dark, that's Gore. Zaman, is there anything that you're trying to do before you head back to take a rest or not?
Nah, he's gonna go to the alchemy lab and rest, and then meet up at the war room in the morning.
You got it. All right. So, as you all begin to take your long rest, sleep seems to find the likes of the Voden Knights well, and one by one, you guys can all take your long rest. And so I'll let you guys do that. As you all are sleeping and such, Azora, it is nice to be able to finally sleep after a long day. Same thing with you, Agni. Same thing with you, Addy Dark. And you, Gore, as you fall asleep in your drunken stupor in the rest of the tavern, making your own makeshift bed. Zaman, you begin to sleep, and as you do, what are you dreaming about? Or,
Killing Clothis.
easy enough.
Again.
Permanently.
Zaman, as you are dreaming of killing Clothis, you begin to have visions, memories, dreams once more. You find yourself in the likes of the Unmei clan's home, the village, such. You see as you look around and about, things seem different, seem changed. You look around and it seems to be that you and Maze are going about their day-to-day business, day-to-day lives, peaceful. Not necessarily having to worry about any struggles with survival, having to outlive the likes of the corruption or any opposition that seeks to kill them or threaten the rest of the village. You wonder and you ponder, why is it why is everybody so happy? What is it? Something that you can't necessarily put your finger on, or you look out towards a massive structure, a massive sort of rock. You notice as the sun begins to rise high above. You know this place. You know this place well. This rock, this specific area, where one's fate would be decided, one's destiny would be determined. You look over towards it, and you see as the rock begins to start crumbling and collapsing onto itself. They begin to scatter about left and right, and at the side of it, you see Clothis' symbol torn to shreds, marked with multiple sort of things, disrespecting it, insulting them for what pain and trouble and suffering that they've caused. Off to the side, you even see as an individual head is sort of an enemy from before. They're dressed up in the likes of Clothis' sort of attire, and they're sort of stabbed, staked onto the wall where that stone resides as an omen, a message that destiny will never determine the Unmei's fate. This, you look over at it, and it feels nice, but you don't necessarily remember this. This is strange. Make a perception check for me, Zaman. 13. You look over and you see as, despite the bits of markings, the bits of random, well, for lack of a better term, graffiti onto the likes of Clothus's mark. You notice as there is some offering to them. You notice as there's bits of flowers or something, along with a bowl of some sorts. Come on, what do you do?
He destroys it.
You walk over, and as you begin to head to the likes of this sort of offering, you see as it is with tons or more things than you necessarily anticipated. What do you do with all of them? The flower, the bowl, all that sort of stuff.
If he has the ability, he'll burn all of it.
As you begin to burn all of it, you burn the likes of the flowers away, you destroy the bowl, and as you do, ting, 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 you look and see as something begins to spill out of the bowl, surviving the likes of the flame, surviving the fire. You toss it and watch it destroyed. You begin to see as coins begin to spill out onto the ground, flipping rapidly before striking. You notice as the glint of gold catches your eye and almost mesmerizes you with every spin. The clinking of the coin as it strikes the ground, bouncing in place, nearly makes you obsess over it, Zaman, for a moment. Looking over towards it, you see as an individual's head remains on the coin. You see yours, your head, different, changed, confident, but strange. What do you do, Zaman?
He picks up the coin and the other coins around.
You pick it up, and as you do, you pick up a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth, and as you look over at each and every single one of these coins, you see as they're all the same, and you take it not because of an interest, but you feel something, almost a primal desire, guides your hand as you grasp the coin and clutch it close towards you, Zaman. You look towards it, and you get lost in its beauty for what feels like moments, easily turning to hours as you stare off into it. Make a perception check, Zaman. Oh boy. That is a 10.
I'll use my inspiration to reroll that one.
Alright, go for it. Alright. That's a 12. As you're doing so, give me one moment. Alright, and we're gonna grab this. We're gonna grab this. Oh, goodness. Zaman, as you begin to look or get lost in the likes of this coin, from what those moments feel like hours you're staring off into it, you feel warm, blazoned with heat all around. You glance up and your eyes go wide as you question where you are now. You're on a boat, floating, rocking ahead before thunk, the boat crashes at a coast and you find yourself in a massive, sprawling area. The colors have completely changed from that of the greenery from afar to that of a hellish red hue. This is what you see. First, let me change that. Let me change this. Zaman, you look around yourself and you see as devils, fiends begin to lurk around in every corner of this area. You look down at your hand and you still see the several golden coins beside you, but you look around, finally understanding what this is. You see as these devils lurking every corner and miserably filling and signing contracts, signing them, writing them, and forming them well. You notice as they are chained to their individual desk, which is reinforced and bolted to the ground. Whether they enjoy their job or not, it doesn't matter, as it gets the job done regardless. You see up ahead, a massive three-eyed individual with several arms and horns about them, hell flame above their soul as they breathe in and they exhale from a cigar. Breathe in, exhale once more. Below them, a smaller ledger, a small desk with a chair turned around. You notice as something is sort of twisting the chair. You're not sure what or who. Zaman, what do you say and or do? You witness all of this at once.
Zaman steps off the boat. He's pretty confident. He starts to approach who he believes is to be in charge, and he says, "So, are you the one I made the deal with?"
You look over, and you begin to see as you step up. And you are looking at, or who are you looking towards when you're saying this exactly? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the guy with the cigar, Big Chief.
You got it. 1 second. We're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this. 1 moment, please. You see as they look over, and this is what they respond and say.
No. Fred just work here. Fred work. Fred work, work, and work. I know in charge. I know make deal. Come closer. Do not make Fred. Or luck. Scream.
Well, if you're not in charge, then who is?
We'll see as you begin to mention this, and as you step up towards this area, you watch as an individual swoops around, turning in the chair, looking towards you with a sinister but no-nonsense look. They're dressed to the nines in a dark, blood wine red suit and tie, a hat with horns protruding out of it, long black hair with a goatee to fit the aesthetic, cigar in one hand and a gold coin in the other as they play with it in their fingers. They look over towards the coin, obsessed with the glint, not even necessarily paying attention to you, only on the goal, and only on the goal ahead, before they say this, and this is what you see. Well, well, well. Looks like the rookie has made its way into my office. Howdy, friend. Hope you're ready to work after so willingly taking the job. And you see this individual. And for some of you who have been in the Auroraverse for so long, I was fine. Here they are, after finally revealing this after 2 years on who they were. This is out of game. This is an individual that Spirit's Journey met a long while ago, but they did not know who he was or what they were about in the context of things. 2 years later, they learn it as it comes to fruition. But, Damon, what do you say and or do?
He says, I may be a rookie, but I'm well experienced in dealing with whatever you can toss at me. It is not of a concern. I'm sure that this bargain, this deal that we made, would be fruitful for the both of us.
Fruitful is a strong word. Maybe one that I'd describe for myself. I don't necessarily know if I could say the same for yourself, though. But that depends on a couple of things. You see, you signing contracts, looking at things you don't even necessarily understand. You say that you have experience when it comes to dealing with these sort of things, but I would say that you are, how you say, as inexperienced as you could possibly be. Am I wrong?
No, this isn't my first time signing a contract, a deal with entities similar to you.
Well, let's just say this will be your first time and the likes of your last. Glad that it could be me rather than anyone else. Let's just say, how would you feel about no longer taking deals and taking what's given to you, and instead being a provider, right, or whatever you want to call it, but someone who makes the deal rather than accepting it blindly? You're an inventor from what I can see and what I read. What say you?
You see Zaman put his hands together, and a grin kind of goes across his face, and he says, "Well, that sounds like an interesting dealing read. I've had many dealings with many entities and beings, and I've always got it on the raw side. But this is something that I can see a wealthy future in."
As they're still kind of, they haven't like made eye contact with you this entire time. They've just been staring at that gold coin. As they're still sort of flipping flipping the coin through their fingers, they'll begin to start looking over and reading and saying, So, let me explain something. Zaman Unme, correct?
Correct.
Good. It seems to be that, well, you've made quite the amount of deals in the past, such as upholding, taking on obligations, whether it be from deities, whether it be from devils, demons, whatever you want to call them. Let's just say that all stops now. And if you think you have a choice in the matter, you signed away your choice with it. So don't even try to bring it up. Now, with that said, it seems to be that this arrangement of ours, it's gonna be a long one. One that's gonna precede death. Now, I offer you a choice, son. I would prefer this version. A version where me and you, we work together, we get along. You do as I say, and you get what's rewarded to you when I say it. You gain what you need, and I gain what I. Some mutual agreements, and we get things done. Maybe even share a couple of laughs along the way. Or the opposite. We go about this. You hate this entire arrangement. Makes it irritating for me, makes it irritating for you. You're a busy man and so am I. I got plans. Oh, I got plans. And I won't let you get in the way of it. You see, the thing is, I can make your life, for all eternity, a true living hell. But not even just yours, but according to this, all of your clans. Now, judging by that look, I know that you probably wouldn't want that. If we could help. But signing away that, and even signing away your little knight squadrons. Now that's bold. Now I have no interest in that and pursuing it, but just know I will, and I will not hesitate. So the choice is yours. Should we have this relationship be fruitful? Or do I need to show you what's powerful with Brother Greed?
I signed this deal fully expecting to embrace your powers. Mutual is fair. Mutual is understood.
Good. Glad we could come to an understanding. So, if this is how it will be, you're going to work for myself and be working under this makeshift army of sorts. I'll be honest with you, you ain't gonna be looking like some bum freakazoid. You're gonna need a bit of a shift in demeanor. You walk with awkwardness, no confidence, nothing. We can change that. But first, at least look the part. I hope you're ready for your first day of work, because it's gonna be a big one. You see as he snaps his fingers, and Zaman, you watch as your entire aesthetic begins to shift and change. You look over as bits of clothing, bits of threads begin to slowly almost begin to tie themselves together with a hellish flame about. You see as even your hair begins to go undone for a moment, begins to go down, and as it does, the little bits of what seemed to be of humanoid life that you had all get taken, all get burnt away. And with that, you look over, and you look down at your form as it's changed, and this is what you look like. And I will show off the art for everybody. Special shout out to Winterlord. I think they're in chat actually, as well. But there you go. As you begin to look over at your form and more, you see as Brother Greed looks down towards you, begins to, well, actually not looking towards you, more so looking towards the coin and looking towards the ledger once more, kind of waiting for a response as they go silent. What do you say or do, Zaman?
You see Zaman, I don't think he's ever worn a suit or anything of the such in his life, so he kind of like dusts himself off. He says, I like it. This is suiting for me.
Good. Well, I hope you like that, because that'll be the one thing that you like for today. Here's what it is. 1,000 gold. You have 5 days to get it to me. Understand?
Understood.
Good. Each day you're late, I take a finger. Oh, and I should probably explain. I don't want any of your petty gold that you wield now. No. Nah, this is a test. I want to see what you're capable of. I want to see exactly what you're willing to do. I want to see you make money and what you're willing to do for it. Scam, steal, persuade, lie, I don't care. Just get it done. You have 5 days. Looking towards their watch. Starting now.
Easy enough. I'll probably provide you with double.
Kind of smirk for a second. Very well. Get out of here. You're dismissed. And you'll see as the individual kind of behind you, they'll actually like begin to start giddily beginning to sort of shift for a moment, and they'll begin to speak and say,
Does Fred get to press the button? Does Fred get to press the button?
Yeah, you can press the button to see our client out. With that, you'll see as he begins to just slam one of the pillars off to the side, and as soon as this begins to happen, your entire body is ripped to shreds, completely eviscerated and burned to flames. And as you do, Zaman, make a Constitution saving throw for me.
It's Kami again, just by the way.
Oh, is it still Kami? Here, I got you. User configuration, release character. Demonstration. You can just roll a d20 in the meantime.
Copy.
Natural 20. Natural 20. You see as the flames begin to take you, but as they do, you just smile for a moment as they feel warm, they feel inviting, but also burning away your past and clearing the path for a new, greedy future. And with that, return back towards the village for another day of chaos, mischief, and more shenanigans. As you are doing so, we start with the likes of Adidark once more. So, Adidark, you are headed towards the likes of the war room now, correct?
Yeah. I was gonna just go there to, report for duty, get my next hunting mission.
Got it. As you do, you can move your token all the way over there. Anybody heading to the war room, you guys can do so.
Yep, Zoro, bring Pyro, of course.
And where is Gore's token? There it is. Boop, over here. There you go, Gore, if you're looking for it. Alright. So, Azora, you begin to walk over towards the likes of the war room and more. As you do, Gore, eventually you sort of joining the likes of the rest of the knights as you emerge. Now, question, Pyro is also is coming into the war room, right? Alright, cool.
Yeah. And Azora was saying to everyone, okay, so as some of you may know if you read your reports, the DC's Pyro, the 7th marked, not to that's unlike how our sister campaign, the Graz and the girls, have their 7th mark, Zappy. This one here has the ability to create fire, which might be useful. But we have reports that the apps have been seen along the borders. Groups we've sent towards the research facility have come back reporting their numbers. And there seems to be a special type of app this time. one we deem the Winter Walker. I am going to head out in order to clear out as many as I can and make sure their numbers don't grow too much to have yet another invasion here in the kingdom. If you would like to accompany me, of course you may feel free to do so. If anyone wants to stay behind, that is okay too. But as you all know, part of my duty is securing these borders. So I will head out right away.
As this seems to be along the way to the sinkhole, I'm gonna bring Mal with us so we can make a pit stop.
Understood. After we clear out the threats, we could finish up the way to the pit. As she looks at you like knowing, we have other business to drop off there.
Yep.
Yeah, she'll nod to Goranati and Agni and make sure that's okay with everyone.
Gore just nods and guess he's just waking up. Let's do some more crushing, quick one.
Addy, says, yeah, let's strike some ops, but he's a little bit puzzled because there's some Chicken George looking motherfucker in here that just looks really weird.
I was hoping someone would fucking mention it.
But yeah, I mean, I guess we're just gonna all ignore that. All right.
Azor done seen him change 3 times, bro. This is like, alright,
whatever. This man just made a deal with a devil. That's just another day for Gore, bro. I've seen crazier.
It definitely seemed crazier by this point, bro. It's the
He's
3rd transformation.
Big facts.
serious detail. Man, he went into the shop and got a serious with the West Coast Customs. I see you.
So I said, well, let's head out to the gates. Make sure you have.
One thing that you would begin to is funny enough, with almost impeccable timing, you begin to hear footsteps approaching from the likes of outside. You look over and you see as rushing off to the side almost pretty much as fast as they can. You see as they're kind of almost on all fours and begin to look over, and they rush kind of towards the likes of the rushing directly towards the likes of the entrance of the war room, where they begin to walk in, begin to look to see almost awkwardly like everybody is here before they kind of stand at a little bit of attention, take a breath, begin to say, "Oh, knights, need assistance now."
What is going on?
Ops, multiple spotted outside, hostages, multiple hostages, need backup now.
Azor just rushes out and says, "Pyro, let's go."
With that, you'll see his Pyro's just gonna jump onto your shoulder.
Yeah. And shit. Yeah. Shit.
Just load Gore on the screen, bro. Just load Gore on the screen.
Yeah. On the way running out. Damn, I don't know where Hannibal is.
Hannibal's in the arena.
Yeah, she'll stop by Hannibal to tell him, "Hey, real quick, we got to run and take care of the ops." Graz in the gallows that said something about if you had a old sending stone from one of your students. Don't know what any of that is about, but if you do, contact him, I guess.
I used to. I think I left it behind in
The cave?
The cave, right.
Well, you're free to take a bit of leave to go get it. Well, actually, we'll have somebody go get it for you.
Yeah, speaking of which, when those individuals begin to approach, do you mind if I lead this mission? Not necessarily go with them, but more so to explain them the details and the delicacies of it.
Understood. And make sure they bring back your acquaintance.
So as they nod, and they kind of look over, it's like, all right, Voden Knight business, you gotta do what you gotta do, ain't gonna question, just get on and make sure the job gets done. Simple as that.
She's gonna say, of course, as head of security, protect the city while we're gone.
All right. That question: are you guys bringing Mao along for this? Trog is kind of.
We bring
yeah.
here. I'm gonna tell you right now. Gashir coming with us.
All right. Tell me all the NPCs that you guys are bringing along with you, and I'll get them all set up.
Yeah, my guess those are just the 3. Because Trog, I'm guessing it's bringing us now because we have to bring him, and then I guess Gashir.
All right, Gashir. Got it. Oh wait, what the fuck? Why is this token messed up? I will fix that. What do you say? Like, what do you? Is there anything special with you, like, sort of saying, like, to Gashir, like, hey, we got to get going?
Gashir, let me see your hands.
Here. What is with them? What's wrong with them? I made sure to do a bit of climbing, you know. I made sure to do training on my own. I climbed up that cliff right over there.
Great to see. It's time for battle. Prepare yourself.
Wait, hold on. Okay. Addy Dark, look. I am the noxious blade, but, like, hold on. I mean, first we, there was the whole training thing, and then, like, I climbed the mountain. I feel good. I feel great, but, like, am I ready?
Gashir, remember lesson 1?
They go deathly silent. They don't want to say no, but you get the sense they do not remember lesson 1.
Cool. Let's talk about lesson 2. Always be ready for a fight. Always. Look, I'm ready to fight right now. And he lightly punches him on the shoulder.
Oh.
Nobody went.
I see. Okay. Gashir's gonna like get ready and just kind of punch in the shoulder. It does not hurt at all.
And he gives him a slice of that pie, I guess, to prepare him. I don't know. I forget what it was called. What the fuck was that shit called?
It was just a pie. I gotta make sure exactly what it did before, and get that.
I think he gave us advantage on all attacks for 2 hours, I believe.
No. All right. Let me get that set up, and then we got Mao also over here. All right. So, you're having him eat the pie itself, or
how many slices? I forget how many. What was it? 4?
It's basically a whole. It's a whole pie. So whoever eats it gets the benefits.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna
eat all
give
of
it
it. So
to
if you want to like for flavor, share it and all that sort of stuff, sure. But only one of you will get the benefits. You know what I mean?
Oh, only one person gets the benefits?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't even remember what the benefits was.
Here I'm looking up right now, but I'll get to that to you in a second.
Okay. Yeah, you just give it to Gashir. It's alright. He needs it more than me.
You got it. All right. So, as the Voden Knights begin to continue off and head off to the likes of where Trog spotted the corruption and more, you see as eventually they take you to a location that you didn't necessarily know what kind of existed. It's not too far off from the knight's home, but it's far enough to where it won't cause too much of a stir if you were to go all out. But it's also close enough to make you concerned with the likes of your safety towards the village. One by one, you all begin to gather forth before eventually Trog kind of like stops you to sort of get down and kind of go stealth mode or any sort of things. Try to make your position or your presence less known. As it begins to do so, you all hide kind of behind a couple of rocks off to the side and a little bit into the trees as you will see this area. All right, let me make sure that this is all set up. And boom. And I'll rename this. So, looking out at the situation, here's what you all see. You see as, oh boy. I'll tell you what. Let me reveal all the tokens and let me go one by one down the list of what's here. All right. Oh man! All right, we got some stuff. First things first. Let's have everybody make some perception checks to see if you're able to notice any specific details.
Who are these dudes? the void fighters.
16, 7, 22, 19. All right. So, 22 and 19, you may get a little bit of extra details, but here's what all of you are able to see. Let's start from the bottom over here. Okay. You look around and you see as these knight individuals, they seem to be dressed in armor or heavier armor that you never see the corruption dressed in at all by any means. You see as they have swords, shields, and other bits of weaponry on their person, all coated and tainted into this astral light. Noticing them, you notice as bits of red corruption are also surrounding the area, but they seem to have hostages. They don't seem to be aimlessly killing them and trying to infect them like any of the other bits of the corruption. They seem to have purpose, but what purpose, you're not sure. The individuals, nothing super specific about them, their persons. They seem to be dressed in ragged wares and more, ripped to shreds, bloodied as well. You see as they have bits of tainted sort of astral energy about them, but it's slowly spreading to them. With each second that passes, the astral light begins to continue more and more and more. With that, you look over and you also see as hold on, let's change this. Boom, and we're gonna get this. Hold on 1 second. Barbot decided to be stupid for a minute. All right. If Barbot wants to be stupid here, I will do this. I will do this. There we go. So, you look over and you see as they are kind of not necessarily screaming, but they are definitely sort of shivering in fear from the likes of all of this at this moment in time. Looking about, they are waiting, or the knights seem to be waiting for this corruption, this infection to kind of take hold of them as they watch. Meanwhile, in the center, you see as there are multiple individuals that seem to have these almost blinding lights staring down at everything and everyone in the area, almost like flashlights even. You see as they begin to almost stalk and scout the entire area for any opposition like yourselves. But regardless, they keep very much a lookout towards them. Agni and Azora, you would see as there is a bit of frost building up amongst their form, and it's freezing over parts of their body. For the ones in the top left, this is what you see. You notice as there is a bulbous bit of corruption that seems to have a larger form but skinnier limbs and such. But they are growing in size. You notice as the individual is not just sitting there, but it is eating. It is consuming bits of the other red corruptions around it. You notice as it's sort of biting and tearing into them, ripping them limb from limb, and as it does so, you watch as it grows even bigger and bigger in size. With your perception check of 22, Azora, you would realize that this thing continues on. This thing is going to grow so big, it is going to cause probably what you can imagine an explosion. An explosion of corruption and astral energy that would probably not necessarily be the greatest for the lands, which could lead to potential problems in the future. They're going to have to use a bit of precision for that one in dealing with that sort of thing. And you're going to need to do it fast without it getting too bad and to the point where it's almost impossible to stop. Now, these are the three things that you would begin to notice and see. The choice is yours on how you, Voden Knights, will begin to want to discuss a plan of action. Rush in and just try to attack everybody and everything. These hostages will die, and possibly the individual over to the side will explode the entire area, and you will be completely overwhelmed. Gonna take a little bit of tactical precision for this one. Of course, it's yours on what you say and what you do.
Zaman will say, I feel like we need to get one area under control and then focus on the other one. If we can somehow disable the left side and then focus on the right to save the hostages, that's probably our best bet.
I'm not sure that we have that type of time. It is best, I think it's best that we split. There's 7 of us. Wait, where's my one? Yeah, but there's
I got you.
7 of us.
I got you.
There's only 4 over there to the right. Surely some of you could take them while the rest take the other one. What I notice is it's consuming the red ones. The bigger it gets, not sure what could happen, but it will cause massive devastation. So, as usual, it is probably best I make my way up there to eliminate as many as possible while the rest of you can rescue the hostages. Perhaps Trog, Mao, Go, you're fast enough as well. Could go down there to help the hostages with Zaman. The rest of us can focus upwards where the brunt is before that's when it gets too big.
Oh, okay.
I still think I can at least make the job on the left side easier.
That would be helpful.
Question: do they know that we're here, or we like?
No, not yet. They do not know you are here.
Okay.
Hearing our war chief say nothing, yes, she's just gonna head out. Just thinking that that's a good plan.
Hold on, make sure I got.
What was that plan? I'm kind of confused. What was the plan?
Make sure I got this right. So Trog and Gore, and who else is going to go over to the hostages?
Yeah, so Azora was essentially saying that she's gonna go up north. So she was saying that us focusing on one area probably would be best, because if we focus on, let's say, the bulk, this big guy, these guys are probably gonna die. If we focus on them, the big guy's probably gonna consume enough of these red things that is gonna be a bigger problem. So she was saying that it's best we split.
And Zaman is going to cast Hypnotic Pattern before they get up there.
Hearing no one else, that's kind of, so she's pretty much just saying she's gonna head north and take out as many as she can before it goes.
So your plan is just punch your way to the guy?
Well, I was going to cast Hypnotic Pattern on this area to try to get them all, like the bulk of them, to be asleep, so y'all have an easy time.
I could have swore I banned Hypnotic Pattern. I'm looking like up and down, left and right, because I know for a fact I fucking hate and despise that spell more than anything. That spell is giga busted. I don't see it anywhere. Yeah.
I'm just trying to see these lights. I'm cool with running over and bash brother on this right side, but I'm concerned about that light. I mean, Gore can probably invisible and sneak around and start at least like stealth knock one set of dudes out and at least give
I'm glad you mentioned
Patty some chance to get over there.
I'm glad you said something. I did not see that shit.
Yeah, like so my whole point is I could probably try to disable the light. I mean, Gore can go invisible and then try to take that thing out if it's possible. Is it like a creature?
Those
is it like
are the White Walkers we were told about. Some type of blinding light. But they're a new form of the opposition that I spoke of. We'll eliminate them like we eliminate the others.
Yeah, I just looked at it. Yeah, it is. Hypnotic Pattern is busted, or not busted, but it is banned.
Copy. I'll change it out then. I can use something else.
All good. Just let me know what you pick, and I'll re-import your character sheet.
I just want to know if it's a priority to take those things out at all, considering things. I don't know what it does.
Fight, bro.
No, but I'm saying I can get all the way there. My thing is, do you want me to fight that on the way, or just focus on the dudes around the hostages?
All she said, she's going to the big guy, bro. Like every time. Whatever y'all do, y'all do.
Can I do one quick thing, Sensei? Could I like martial check just in general, because I want to get an idea of how strong like the dudes are, because we've never fought them, as well as like the walkers. That's essentially what I'm before I say something.
Sure thing. Make a martial check. With that intuition check with you, you get expertise and yeah, wisdom. 19
Yeah,
plus
it's
a lot.
wisdom.
Yeah, you're good. All right. So these individuals, if you were to gauge their CR, they would be CR5. Each cold light walker. These individuals by themselves are very powerful threats. Tag them along with two, they are getting easily closer towards the likes of the bird. Tag along with all the several bits of the corruption and more, and as well as this individual over to the side with your other intuition or with your intuition check. This is a frontal assault. You guys have fought a lot, but going in frontal assault, whether it's split or not, that's a coin flip.
Okay.
Very much a coin flip.
About would I be able to know about the strength of like the people looking dudes?
Gotcha.
Like the CR again.
Yep. CR, you would get, gain that they are CR3.
Okay. So Agni is going to say, after Azura's plan. Sorry, I was reading some spells to figure out what I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
It seems as if we're at a conundrum. Those people over there we do not know, however, can be beneficial. They're guarded by least formidable foes, but the big one is clearly the priority. We can't rush in without Korra to keep us alive at this point. So I suggest we make some form of distraction. Use said distraction to take out as many as possible with that brief window we have. Whether that is going to be the hostage situation to the south of us, or eliminating the minor red ops. Keep in mind, those red ones seem to have some type of resistance to my spells, so AoE will not be something we can just spam to win this fight. I suggest, Azura, if you want to take the big one, you probably want to play defensive until we can support you. Mao is not going to be getting his hands dirty. Again, I assure you.
Thanks, War Chief.
If that's the situation, then perhaps it is best we just free the hostages. Get that situation under control, and as soon as the larger group up north starts to break apart, we can work our way, taking them out little by little as we move forward.
I think Gore and Trog could probably handle that, with assistance from Gashir. The rest of us probably need to take out those walkers and as many of the red ops as possible before the big one can consume them.
So she'll point out to this one and say she'll head immediately there.
Hold on. Your mic's low again. Kane, I didn't hear what you said.
She says she'll head to this one when we begin our attack.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you now.
Zaman will say, you can import my character sheet again. And Zaman will say, I have a spell I can try out that could potentially cause damage as well as hinder their movements.
Try, or will it work?
It will.
That's more like it. Gashir, Agor, Trog, you think you can move quickly, quietly, get in position to help out the hostages. Azuric and Addy can play defensive for the time being until your support arrives.
Yes. Rock can. Rock will.
Zaman, me and you need to make sure they take as little damage as possible, while maximizing the amount of damage we can do. Mal, help out when you can. Don't get yourself killed.
You want me to? I'm gonna be probably from the back. For which turret you want me to sort of get out? You want me to get the healing station one? You want me to get the AoE one, or you want me to get the ballista bolt to fire from afar?
I'd wait a little bit, see how the battle unfolds. Use your ingenuity to figure out the best, but for now we need to see how this battlefield will shape.
See as he nods, and we'll get the idea.
Gore, Gashir, Trog, get into position. Zaman, can I trust you to make the first move, or do you want me to create the distraction?
I can make the first move.
Oh boy. Boy. Okay. Noxious blade. You got this. Been training with Daddy Dark. What's a bit of the ops? Yeah, this will be fine. Big fine. This is your time to prove yourself. And you just see as he's just kind of muttering to himself, off to the side. It's kind of getting annoying, but.
Gore looks at him.
I wasn't.
Oh no, go ahead. It's your man's. Go ahead, bro. It's you.
Gore's a bit of, how should I say, a senile one. Make sure to protect your own cheeks if he goes a little crazy.
I'm hoping he does go crazy. We're going to need it.
Azora said to Pyro, focus your fire on the ice one. Perhaps they'll be vulnerable to what you can do. The red ones have a bit of nullification.
Wait.
Okay.
Hey, I'm sorry. One more thing. Yo, Ag, where you want me to position, bro? Because I can jump in there, you know what I'm saying? All swift like.
Of course, we're going to need you to jump in there, but the idea for the start of this is try to minimize the amount of damage you can take. We need to, if possible, let our strike team get rid of those hostages while taking out as many of the red ops as possible. Do not want that big one consuming them this close to the village. Who knows what kind of destruction it can do.
Yeah, if I get close to the big one, I'll try to pull the red ones off.
Pull them off, kill them before he can eat them, do whatever is needed to be done.
Yep, so essentially Azora's gonna go after this Code Walker. Once that's dead, go after the other one. She's gonna focus the White Walkers. As she knows the red corruptions don't do too much damage to her because they're fire based.
With my high martial check, would I be able to know those things' resistances at all, or no?
Probably not yet, but you can kind of.
Okay.
It's up to your own character or player intuition of, on what you kind of think right now. During the actual combat, you will be able to make martial checks.
Yeah, cool with me.
Zaman's going to cast Hunger of Hagar in pretty much that area over there where the big guy is.
So I just want to make sure that I got this right for the NPCs along with Gore. So Gashir and Trog and Gore, they are going to go over to this area with the hostage. Their job is to basically run in, grab them, and then get out. Or do I have that wrong?
Probably not run in and grab them. Probably just take those 4 out while we start to deal with the ones in the middle.
Okay, gotcha. So they will run towards the hostages and take out the ops over there.
They should be able to get close as possible with them being, Gore and Trog being stealthy, and we'll see what Gashir has.
Okay.
Along with their increased movement.
You got it. Alrighty. Make sure I got all of that. So, is there anything else you need to say and or do before we get started with everything?
Azora said, just remember your tactics. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm just curious as far as you can go, because Gore's gonna bust his ice right, regardless off break before he goes in.
If you want, you can. Which right are you using? The
ice one.
Ice one, you got it. All right, roll for it.
All right. It's what is it? 2d6 nowadays?
It's 1d6 if
One.
you're using the ice one.
Got you. Yes, the ice one. So he's gonna bust the ice one, and he's also for if we can't make it there all in one move, then like he's gonna cast invisibility beforehand because he's trying to get to the first one away since everybody else doesn't have the mobility he's got. So.
All right.
Here you go.
Oh, good.
You see what now?
I was gonna say, if you're going invisible, just do it now.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely going invisible now. I say like I was just like.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I also wanted to rage right before to get the pounce movement. Before, is there like a stealth rage? Is that even possible? The stealthy pounce?
I Gishiro kind of like look over and they'll stutter and say, I also have a thing that might be able to help a little bit. So I've been talking and I can shift and change my appearance a little bit to possibly look like one of them for a time. I don't know if that'd be useful here, but I don't know. What do you think about it?
Do it so you can get closer to them without them noticing you. Gore and Trog are naturally stealthy. You're going to need your own way to get closer.
All right. Okay. Whew. We got this. Yes. Fuck this up, Gishiro. All right. So with that, is everybody good to go? Everybody's got all their stuff ready. Nothing else needs to be said or hold on. Actually, we'll go down the little well, anything else needs to be said or done before we go down the checklist of like everybody doing their separate abilities, and then we start combat.
I'm busting in once everybody's in position, right, Agni?
I don't know what you're busting, but sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
Zora's gonna get into her air stance, and get ready to go.
I was talking about the Hunger of Hadar, but yeah, AOE.
All right. You'll see as Gishir will begin to activate their eye for a moment, and you'll see as they begin to shift, and you notice as a dragon begins to sort of swarm around them. It seems to be purple for a moment. And hey, can you hear me? Did this thing work? Holy shit! Hello?
Good enough. Let's get this started.
Holy shit, this actually worked. A new trick for the noxious blade. You see as he kind of just starts posing, making a goddamn fool out of himself as the corruption. As he's gonna use his Eldritch Invocation, Mask of Many Faces.
That could be very useful in the future. But let's get it going.
Alright.
She'll have Pyro be like right next to hers and pretty much focus on the ice one with her.
So, if that's the case, let's go through check off. All right, we'll start from Gore, and then we're gonna finish off at Mount Adidark. So, Gore, any rights that anything else you're doing besides the rights, as you're getting ready to sneak on in? Muted.
Right and invisibility already popped. So
You got it. You are invisible. All right, and you're trying to sneak up towards the individuals, right?
Yeah, the furthest one out that I think Trog and Grishir would have that much trouble getting to. Just put myself in better position.
Make a stealth check with advantage.
Okay.
Trog is gonna make his stealth check. 21. All right. Gonna get about as close as he can, which is being like right over here, before he can reveal himself.
Sure as hell didn't disadvantage. My fault.
All good. That's 10 plus 4, so 14. You believe yourself to be stealthy. All right, you can place yourself wherever you wish. I assume you're avoiding the light, correct?
Absolutely avoiding the light, and almost my goal would be to get behind the furthest one, the one they have most trouble to. I'm guessing that's that red corruption, and to sort of get behind the red corruption and pop the red corruption first. That
As
one
you
right
begin
there.
to do so, you fly overhead, and you notice as for a second that one of the knights begins to notice you for a second, or not notice you for a second, but notice a sound for a second. They look over behind, see nothing. Look above, see nothing. They keep on going about their business. You're able to sneak on over here, without anybody seeing you. Trog begins to
Copy.
take a little bit of a position, grabbing the likes of a couple of their throwing daggers and getting ready to toss it towards any individual or stab out towards anyone who gets in their way. The sheer will begin to start walking over and trying their best. They actually have deception check. They have advantage.
Ooh, boy.
You'll see as he begins to look over and just says, okay, I got this. What did they say? Join us! Join us!
That was comedy, son. That was comedy.
He just walks in like a zombie, like literally the arms extended forward. And they look at him, they raise an eyebrow, but it's long enough of a distraction for him to get closer. Good enough for him. All right, we go towards, let's go over towards Agni unless you want to be last.
I mean, we only can do one thing per like surprise round, so Agni is just.
It's more so anything that you're doing to buff yourself or anybody. If you're doing it, do it now.
Yeah, sure. He will cast. You will see like the flames will come out of the ground and like surround Agni, as he will cast Fire Shield on himself.
All right, Fire Shield. You got it. Cast a spell. Anything else for your bonus action?
No. I mean, he can, if he can, he'll bonus action help Azura and point out what he looks to be the weakness on one of those walkers.
You got it. Also, are you casting Fire Shield with the Cold Shield or the Fire Shield instead?
Whichever one gives me fire resistance, because I believe all these red ones do fire.
I think it's the Cold Shield then. Yeah, pretty sure it's Cold Shield. All right. So as this happens, that's Agni. Azura, what are you doing?
Yeah, like I said, yeah, she's just going into her air stance and yeah, about to just rush on in.
All right, Zaman, what about you?
He's preparing. I guess once everybody gets into their positions, he's going to cast Hunger of Hagar over here. So I guess he'll go last.
All right, Addy Dark, anything you doing? Muted. If you're, yeah, you're muted on Discord.
Already, right now, just pounce on in. Let's get that instinctive pounce. All that extra movement.
You got it. For anything, he last sort of thing. Mal will kind of bring up one final sort of thing. Hey, real quick, kind of looking towards Addy Dark. Hey, you want to be able to draw attention and hit a little bit harder?
Always, man. Though, don't I already hit the hardest in the group? Come on now, you know that.
Oh yeah, well, time to hit even harder. And he is going to ready his action to cast Enlarge and Reduce on you, Addy Dark. Mm-hmm. That being said, we'll get to that in a bit. That will be Mao's sort of thing. That's Addy Dark. That is Zaman's. Alrighty. So, as you all are looking over, from judging how long that took. So, 1 and 2 of the corruptions will be consumed. The burster will go a little bit bigger, but they will, 1.6. They will go to now gargantuan size. And we'll return to this over here. All right. As they do so, you notice as they begin to start ripping and tearing more and more of the corruption off, they toss them off to the side once they're finished with them. And as they do, they seem to be almost wobbling back and forth, struggling to even move. Who is starting us off? Who is taking the first swing to get things popping off?
Zoro will wait for the distraction that Agni talked about.
It'll be me. I'll be casting Hunger Hadar now over here.
All right. Hunger of Hadar, cast the spell in the location and then describe what this thing looks like.
Yeah, let's do this. Yeah, it'll be like right here. You'll see this like void appear, and it's like golden, completely engulfs them. Oh shit. It's like this golden void completely engulfs them to the point that nothing can see. So it's like really bright and gold and shiny, and they're like completely engulfed by it.
As this begins to happen, you see as some of them are actually taken by the likes of the golden light as they burn away immediately. Others, however, begin to put up the likes of their shield and begin to look to see exactly where it came from. And with that, as the first spell is thrown off, your souls are shackled, and the time for battle is now. All right, Voden Knights, here's what I'm going to need you to do. I'm going to need you all to roll for initiative. All right, so first things first, I'm going to copy and paste these individuals and add them to everything. We're going to this guy over here. We got the Cold Light Walkers. They're going to go on their same turn.
Yo, Sensei.
Mm-hmm.
That cold right worker that's in this area, it says that no light can come in or out the area. So whatever light he had should have been gone.
Gotcha. I will get into that in just 1 minute. Hold on, let me get everybody's initiative set up.
Azora is going to, as she rolls her initiative, she is going to use Duel of Fate. And pretty much the big one, she's going to use Duel of Fate on that one. So if that one tries to attack, pretty much so you prevent an enemy from attacking anyone but you. When you roll for initiative, you may select one target within 60 feet, yada yada yada. DC +8 plus strength mod plus your proficiency bonus on the fail roll. The target has disadvantage. Perception checks to may perceive any creature other than you for 1 minute or until incapacitated.
All right, so that is on the big one, or
the Husk Zombie Buster.
You got it, and that is what saving throw?
It is a wisdom saving throw, so 8 plus 5 plus proficiency bonus 3.
Advantage. 12. They will fail. All right. With that, they will begin to look directly over towards you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say so they should perceive just me.
You got it. As this is said and done, all individuals have rolled for initiative. I need initiative from Addy Dark still.
I have no idea how to roll initiative.
All good. So if it's not in the bottom left where you see your token and the little D20 icon, go to the top right. Look to the swords crossing, click that, and then look for Addy Dark.
Yeah.
There you go. 24 initiative, and that means you're going to be first up. So here's what we got for initiative. We got Addy Dark, we got the Commoners, War Chief Agni, the Zombie Burster, then Zaman, and then we're going to keep on going down. All right, everybody, let's begin. Addy Dark, as you look over as Zaman begins to cast a spell, eviscerating multiple individuals from sight and more. What would you like to do as you receive initiative?
I would
Can we start with our Voden Knight tactics?
Sure thing. All right. Also, I do need to go over one thing. So, first, before you go to your Voden Knight tactics and all that sort of stuff, the following combat has the following traits: hostage situation, intuition checks, cosmic death. Let me explain the three traits. Cosmic death. Here first, let me explain this one. Cosmic death can only be caused by the likes of 3 individuals on this battlefield: Husk Zombie Burster and the 2 Cold Light Walkers on the field. Everybody else cannot cause cosmic death to you. Cosmic death, you guys all know, if you are killed by the individual, aka you are brought to 0 HP and then you fail all your death saving throws, you are erased from existence and your legend is forgotten by everyone, including your peers, including yourself. All right. Intuition checks. You will designate 2 individuals to basically make the intuition checks for this fight. You do so at the beginning of the second round, at the top of everything. Hostage situation. As you can pretty much assume and understand, these individual or encounter cannot be accomplished by brute force. If the likes of the hostages die, that will make you all enter a fail state for reasons that you will see later. What this fail state means and what it could lead to in the future of the campaign, you guys will find out later if it actually gets to that point. All right. That said, let's start off with Voden Knight tactics. What are you guys doing for that?
I guess you might have to leave it up to Agni to always roll the 1d6.
All right, that is a 1. Okay.
So, yeah, it's a line.
Yep.
That said, all right, let's start things off. Addy Dark, what would you like to say or do? Action, bonus action, and movement.
Yep, I'm muted. I'm gonna rage into water form, I guess.
All right, as you begin to do so, you rage and begin to embody the likes of the Were-Toad. Your form begins to change and shift. What you got for your action and movement?
I'm gonna move 20 feet with the pounce.
Gonna be a total of 60 feet of movement then.
Yeah. And I do not have the night gloves still.
Oh, did it delete itself? I think it deleted itself when I imported them again. Let me go grab Mao. Where are the gauntlets? God damn it.
20 feet. Right, yeah. And then I'm going to attempt to duck said ready for Russia.
All right, you got it. Make your attack roll. Just, yeah, I'm gonna have to fix your whole thing again.
Yeah, I don't think it does it.
Yeah, let me just do that real quick. 1d4. We're gonna say 1d4 is bludgeoning, and then it is the 1d4 that's radiant and all that sort of stuff. And let me add the rage damage, which is +2, not +32, and everything should be good now. All right, go for it. Make an attack roll.
Cool. I'll recklessly duff this chick.
As you do, 25 to hit, 12 points of damage. One single strike, you clobber them and immediately send them flying to oblivion as they fall down dead. That's your first attack. You do have a second attack, Addy Dark.
I'm gonna move again. Right about here. Yeah, and then I'll attack this one.
You got it. You begin to dip and sort of dash in between the legs of the enemies and just rush over to pummel this individual after striking the first one down. 9 to attack. Won't hit, but you do have a reckless attack still going off, so one more time.
Oh, it didn't do advantage?
Nah, so just do a normal attack and I got you. 20 will hit for 12 points of damage. You rush over, and as you strike them down, what does this kind of look like?
So I was doing it at a distance because I got 10 with the water shit. So I didn't want to move anymore. But yeah, I never realized how I was gonna flavor that. I need to get back to you how that looks because I've got like an extra 10 feet. Besides, all I think of is like Street Fighter, you know. But that doesn't make any sense. We'll come back to that later.
I just imagine there's like you punch the air and literally water begins to form over and just strike and pierce through their chest, striking them down for now. As you embody the element of water, this individual falls to their demise. All right, that's 12 points of damage. They are dead. They are defeated. All right, Addy Dark, you do not have a bonus action. That is your action. Is that all of your movement? Big muted. I will assume it is. All right. That is their turn. Next up is the commoners. Next up after that is the ag.
Oh, sorry. My bad, man. My bad.
Go
Definitely move to the last little bit of movement up to this red one.
All good. All good. All right. So as you end your turn over there, commoners are going to do commoner stuff. They will make their Constitution saving throw to see how much it infects them. I need 4 saving throws. 18 will succeed, 6 will fail, 10 will fail, 12 will succeed barely. All right, this individual will take 2 points of damage. That will be there to go. Oh, not 2 points of damage, my bad. 1 point of damage. All right, next up, War Chief Agni, what you got for us?
Okay, all right, we're just gonna do the simplest thing. I want to. Yeah, sure. Let's fireball the cold light walkers.
All right.
Before, people get into range, so this can hit. Can I? Damn, I can't. Yeah, we'll just go for the 2 cold light walkers and this guy. So we'll drop a fireball right there.
Ooh, 32 points of damage. They're gonna make some dexterity saving throws. Ooh, that is gonna be 2 failures and 1 success. As the fire begins to take them, some of them down, but not necessarily killing them. What does the flames look like, War Chief?
You see as Agni flies up into the air, and as he does, a little bead kind of goes into the ground, and as it goes into the ground, there is just like a warm sort of sensation which travels underground and erupts from underneath, blasting them with hellfire. As Agni looks down smugly and nods in approval. And he will also use his bonus action to convert some sorcery points into spell slots.
You got it.
That's going to be my turn, and I'm just going to do that in the background.
All right.
I'm also flying 20 feet in the air.
20 feet, I gotcha. All right, you moving anywhere else or not?
Nope, I'm good right here.
All right. War Chief Agni, as your runes begin to slowly form up and begin to glow for a second as you convert the spell slots, you go to the next individual for their turn. After that is going to be Zaman, then Gore, then Azora. All right.
He takes 3 cold damage at the start of his turn. No save for that.
Mm-hmm. Same thing with Hunger. Yeah, Hunger of Dar. All right, so did that roll? No, it did not hit them, but I will take that 3 points of damage. As they do so, they are laser focused on Azora, correct?
Yep.
All right, as they do, they are not going to attack, but they will use, well, hold on. Describe the one thing one more time, just so I make sure I got this right. What they can do. I just want to make sure I'm playing this fair.
Yeah, yep. While this feature is for that, for initiative, on a failed roll, the target has disadvantage on wisdom perception checks made to perceive any creature other than you for 1 minute or until you have incapacitated.
Fair enough. All right. And then it is in total darkness as well, because of the Hunger of Adar, right?
They're blinded, so it's not total darkness, but they're just like purely blinded in the area.
All right, if that is the case, they will step out. 5, 10, 15, 20.
It is difficult terrain, by the way, too.
Okay, so that means how much of the movement speed? So yeah, they'll get out to about right here. They will be out of the likes of the darkness and such. They make a perception check to see everybody. They do it with disadvantage. All right, it's gonna be, that's a 2. They will only see Azora, and they will use their action to dash. Actually, they will stay where they are, but that is yeah, they're not going to really be able to do much of anything on their turn. Yeah, they're just going to take the dodge action, and that's it. As they sort of focus over you, and then they're not really trying to move too much anyways, to be honest.
They're still in the area of effect of the Hunger of Hadar, so they gotta make another dexterity saving throw. It's 2d6 active damage.
Dexterity throw, that's an 18. They will succeed, but how much?
They take 4 half. So 4.
You got it. So 4 points of damage. Easy enough. All right, that is the zombie burster's turn. Zaman, what you got for us?
Zaman is going to cast Eldritch Blast at this corruption over here. This red one.
All right, go for it.
Hey, Key, one quick thing. I think the HP is backwards on these 2 red corruptions up here. The one near me probably should be full, while the one in the fireball should be lowered.
The one in the fireball took no damage because they're immune to fire.
Oh, how did this one take damage? Oh,
from the Hunger of Hadar.
Yeah, the code. Yeah.
Also, you had everybody targeted with that, so let me. I just redid the damage again. That's why. Okay. Yeah, you had everybody actually targeted. That's why. Okay, who are you hitting with the Eldritch Blast, Zaman?
The one closest, the fire one that's closest. There's a red corruption right here.
Where is it? Can you? Oh, okay, I see it. All right. Make sure to hit the T key. You have everybody still targeted from the Hunger of Hadar.
Oh, okay.
All good. But 22 will hit 8 points of damage as you send the Eldritch Blast and bolt into them. How do you want to kill them?
It's just like, you see Zaman as he's getting used to his powers, he like winks at the red corruption and points his finger at it, and a blast like hits it in the head and makes the head explode.
All right, as you do, you see as you watch as his head begins to roll out to oblivion and begins to explode out into starlight as he is defeated. That is the that is Yaman, your action. You do have a bonus action though.
He has two blasts, so he's
yeah,
gonna
that's right.
use
You have
his other
two.
blast. Yeah, he's gonna use his other blast for yeah, he's gonna use that one for the one that's closest to Gore. So actually, yeah, he's gonna use the other one for the one that's closest to Gore.
All right, go for it. 14 to hit, 10 points of damage. That will be enough. As you strike this one, you send another bolt as it completely just caves in the legs of their chest and explodes them out into oblivion. That is your action. You do have a bonus action though.
That will end his turn.
All right, next up in initiative, we have the likes of Gore. You are invisible, you are hidden. What you got for us?
Oh, bro. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over here while I'm invisible hidden. I'm just gonna go ahead and first and foremost swing at this one right here.
All right, let's see what you got. Just make an attack roll.
Let me target him.
The
the target reticle changed.
Yeah.
I have advantage because I'm in stealth.
Yep, you have advantage because stealth.
All right.
Get ready to swing the legs of the axe of Dindar. The eye begins to shine brightly with a purple light, and as it does so, your blood-filled wings are getting ready to almost unleash. What you got?
No, sorry, I'm trying to do the shit advantage and not rolling. My fault.
All good. 27 and a 21.
Yeah.
We'll take that 27, and with that, you strike into them a huge slash, cutting almost their entire arm off with it. That is your first attack. You do have a second one. Oh, also roll the d6 for the crimson, right?
Yeah. I'll roll the d6. Yep. And then
the second one is a straight roll, but the first one wasn't with advantage, so just a normal attack roll now.
Okay. All right. I'll just roll again.
22 to hit, 11 points of damage. That will hit. Will they do anything? No, they won't. They take 12 more points of damage as two slashes begin to almost freeze over. As this happens, the wounds where the blood is spilling begins to freeze the blood over, spill out onto the ground and shatter. They look over towards you and they get ready to put up their shield to try to almost barrel you down. That Gore, is that your turn? You're muted, Michael, or on Discord.
All right, so since he's still standing, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fly here, and then I'm gonna fly up 10 feet on my move.
You got it. That will be your turn. No attack of opportunity because mobility. We go to Azora Lunista, and then we're going to go to the Red Corruption afterwards. What you got for us, Azora?
Yep, she's gonna go here 25 feet, and yeah, get the swiping on this one.
Right.
Agni gave her advantage. So, wait, why does ult highlight everybody?
With that is a holy shit. How
that advantage come through?
Some natural 20. How the fuck did you do 29 points of damage?
The Auroraverse.
Yeah,
that's a 29 is low. I mean, she at minimum she does like 22.
Why does it say you have a plus 14? I know I changed how crits work and all that sort of stuff, but
Auroraverse.
God damn. Hold on, I'll make sure I got this right. So I'm just trying to make sure that I got this right or whatever, right? So plus 14. What's your modifier? Plus 5 plus a d8 because it adds it manually. I see what it did. Okay, so it calculates it for all the bonuses. So the way I changed it to is I wanted to make crits feel a little bit more stronger. So I made it where you basically doing the Dread way, where you immediately get the maximum damage that you can get, and you also roll another dice on top of that.
Weird.
So that's where the 14 comes in from the d8 plus d6, and then you roll your damage afterwards, and that's how it comes out to that. But with a 29 to hit from the first strike, you look over towards them, and how or what does this kind of first strike look like?
So yeah, so You see her run across the water, and as it's like facing that way, you see her immediately draw her sword across the she's running with her sheath, like picking up water, and then as she goes for a diagonal slice, and then grabs the hilt of the blade about to go for a second one.
You got it. Go for it. Make it another second attack. It didn't calculate the cold immunity, but I will just do it manually.
Fine. Yeah, that's fine.
26 to hit, 15 points of damage. That will hit them. Calculating, so that's going to be +4. They get that back. The second strike, what does this look like? And are you using action surge, or are you saving it for later?
Yep. Yep. No, she won't use action surge. So she as she grabs the hilt, she twists her body around to slice at him, and then waits there for I don't know if Pyro goes after me or whatever, but
nah, Pyro's got his own initiative.
Oh,
but
okay,
he's gonna be
okay.
Right beside you though.
Yeah, so and then she's gonna get ready to tell him Dracarys. Stop. She's gonna look at him and tell him to burn.
You got it. All right, Azora, is that your turn?
Yeah, that is everything she can do. Yes.
Alrighty, Red Corruption's turn. Here's what they're going to do.
Oh, actually, she's gonna use a bit
Hey.
more of her movement to go. Actually, no, yeah, she'll stay right here.
All right. Go
The
Zuma.
red one does take 2d6 at the start of the turn. The one that's in there.
Roll for it. Oh yeah, this thing's gonna kill him regardless. They have 2 HP. What does it look like as you're able to as the gold consumes them?
You see as the gold like makes them burst into fake coins, but burst into coins.
You got it. As it does so, you'll see as they explode and they are dead and defeated. All right. So first things first. Let's see what's going to happen. All right, we're gonna start with the worst of it. This or Gashir is Gashir. Oh wait, hold up. Gashir did not get added to initiative for whatever reason. Now, let me fix that. If he goes beforehand, he actually goes right before the Red Corruption. So we're gonna start with Gashir instead. All right. He'll look over, and as he's just sort of saying, "Join us, join us," he'll look over and just be like, "Did you fall for it? Got you!" And he just stabs this fucker directly in the face. He's going to get advantage because he had the disguise self, and that is going to be his turn. All right, first restore the transformation. Bam, and he's going to swing with advantage. Can he do it? Find out. Attack roll. Oh my god.
Did that training, bro? That training.
He want to be a Voden Knight.
He is built for the street.
Oh my god. He gets the grip because of the champion fighter. Holy shit, that's funny. Alright, so you see as Gashir looks over towards them, and he just begins to stab out directly, almost towards their face, nearly severing their entire head. He looks over and says, "You better be careful, or the noxious blade will get ya." And that is his first attack. He's gonna make a... Does he have a second attack? He actually doesn't have a second attack. Alright, he's got anything for a bonus action? I don't think so. Yeah, that's all he's got. Yeah, that's it for him. Cool. Next up, we have the Red Corruption. They will begin to do their turn. All right, first things first. They are going to... Yeah, probably towards the individual. They're going to throw a firebolt directly towards Addy
Can they
Dark.
see him? Because they have to see past this area.
They're gonna see them.
Like, you shouldn't be able to see anything theoretically.
I can see this then. All right, we're gonna go with this narrative. They're going to walk around over here, and they are going to instead have themselves get enveloped by the likes of the big corruption. Boop, boop. And they will both die, and they will be consumed. How much does this individual get in combat? All right, so they get... Oh, God. All right, so 9 HP back to them. They will grow another size. 5. As they do, they will begin to start lumbering even further. They screech out into oblivion. You see as it echoes amongst the trees, birds begin to start flapping their wings as they fly off seeing this individual with its form. That will be the Red Corruption's turn over here. This individual is going to look about, and they are going to send. They can't see Addy Dark, but they do see Agni, Zaman, and Azora. Looking over, it's gonna roll D4. Odd, they're gonna go for Azora. Even they go for Agni or Zaman. All right, they're gonna go for Agni and Zaman. Which one out of you two or three with Mal? 1, 2, 3. They're gonna go for Agni. They will send a firebolt directly towards him, and as they do it, they chuck it into or towards the skies. They try to bring him down. Firebolts. Wait, what? No, I'm talking about you. There we go. Firebolts. God damn it. Do the thing. There we go. 13 to hit Agni. I'm pretty sure that misses though, right?
Agni, yeah, he catches it, and you see it like dissolve into his hand as it gets sucked into the black star.
You got it. As this happens, they begin to start motioning over closer and closer towards you. 5, 10, 15, 20. That'll be their turn. Next up in initiative, we have the Knights. All right, let's do this. He's gonna need to roll that thing. Thank you.
5 points of cold.
5 points of cold. Same thing to this guy as well. All right, they are going to. Yeah, they're just gonna walk forward. 5, 10. This one is going to walk forward aimlessly until they get out. 5, 10. They will meet up with Addy Dark. We're gonna start with this guy first. This individual will begin to grab the legs of their sword, and as they do, they will begin to just swing and swing towards you as they're gonna try to bring you down. All right, Addy Dark, they will have advantage on it. This is gonna be 2 attacks. Did that go through? No, it did not. That is a 16 to hit. That will hit you for 12 points of damage. Let me see if it halved it. It did not. All right, I will reverse that. All right, that's 6 points of damage to you. Second attack. 17 to hit, 5 points of damage to you instead. All right, so these 2 strikes, as they do, you see as the blood begins to spill out onto the ground, but they come in with a lunging strike, almost trying to plunge the likes of your stomach. You're just barely able to dodge out of the way and sort of kick their hand off to the side, and as they do, they ready themselves to get ready to start swinging towards the head this time. That is their action. Will they? Yeah, fuck it, they might as well. They got nothing better to do, and it is not looking good for them. They'll use their ability, and they will action surge directly towards you, Addy Dark. They're gonna swing 2 more times. This is both with advantage. Second strike, that is going to be a natural 20 for 22 points of damage, reduced to 11. All right, plus 22 or plus 11. Fourth and final strike, they'll get ready to swing at the blade, and they'll try to take your entire arm off since they see that you're using it to punch them down. Advantage is going to be a 2 and a 1. That's a 7. Not going to do it. Addy Dark, how are you able to defend yourself from this strike?
Oh, I definitely catch the sword, bro. Cling it.
As you do, you catch the legs of the sword using your brutish barbarian strength and just are able to toss it off to the side, almost sending them flying about a couple of feet. All right, that is that knight's turn. The next one over here, we're going to start with Gashir. They're going to smile, and they are going to start taking their sword and just plunging it into Gashir's chest. First attack. 13 to hit. That will beat Gashir's AC. Second attack. 18 to hit, 13 more points of damage. Gashir is injured. He is going to look over and say, "Ow! Holy fuck! Holy fuck! Okay, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Please fucking stop!" And as he does so, you'll see as he says stop, the eye will begin to glow, and you'll notice as a purple dragon will begin to just reach out, and it will say, Gore, make a perception check. Azora, make a perception check.
Sight.
Hearing.
Shit, she fighting.
All right, Azora, you're fighting, but Gore, you do hear and see this. You hear as the dragon that begins to speak, it's purple in nature, but it begins to say,
Go forgotten, but still strong.
and and it does so, and it just begins to consume the likes of this knight in this strange astral fire. With that, they're gonna need to make a dexterity saving throw. It's gonna be a 9 points of damage, 18. They will take half for a total of 4. That'll be Gashir's spell slot. That is their turn. Next individual is gonna be this knight. They are gonna start going to town. They're gonna start swinging over towards this. Actually, you know what? They are going to send a crossbow bolt towards Gore, and they're going to use something else for their second attack action. First attack is going to be towards you, Gore. Heavy crossbow strike. That's a 17 to hit.
Can I go ahead and I'm gonna cast an amplified Curse of the Eyeless on him.
You got it. They're gonna need to make the. I don't think actually Curse of the Eyeless has a saving throw for him. Yeah, they just.
It does not. I just gotta roll. Roll a d6. Right. And it takes away from his attack. It takes away from his attack roll. And since I'm amplifying it.
That's right. They changed it.
So there's only a 15, and then I'm rolling for. I gotta roll a d6 to take my health away since I amplified it. Actually, I used the blood maledict, so I'm fine. Or no, I did the 1d6. Yeah, I had to lose that other 5. So yeah.
Let me see. So
now all his attacks now are gonna have -2 or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So they have they subtracted from this first result, and then the you roll again for the second attack. So amplifying it basically makes it for both of their strikes if they do both. And they also have the well, they don't have the blinded condition, but if they were immune to the blinded condition, then it wouldn't matter. As you do so, you are able to send the strike off, and as they do, the crossbow bolt just completely goes wide, missing you entirely. For their second attack, they are instead going to reach over, and they are going to grab the likes of this commoner and restrain them. As they begin to do so, they will look over towards you, Gore and Gashir, and they will begin to say and speak.
That's where your blade goes. Or if you make another move, their head will roll. And they will grab the commoner and have them hostage there. And that will be their turn. Next up in initiative, they will...
Voice mod still on.
you run that voice mod heavy.
There you go.
That voice mod's going crazy.
Going crazy. But as they're kind of doing this, Trog is going to look over. Oh boy, they see the situation. They're going to look over towards you, Gore. You get to decide. You want Trog to try to take the shot and aim for their hand to get them away from the commoner, or you want them to focus on something else? You get to decide, Gore. Muted.
Can he hold an action?
Yes, he can.
Yeah, I'd rather him hold the action to try to hit his hand right before my attack.
All right, you got it. So that will be Trog's action. He will use his bonus action to. He's gonna keep on stealthing, and he is gonna make his way closer towards you. 14. All right, that'll be good enough. He's gonna start slinking. 10, 15, 20, and he's going to sort of post up behind the rock out of sight. That will be his turn. Next up, Pywo. Afterwards is Mao, then the Cold Light Walker, and then that'll be the end of it. All right, Pywo is going to. You motion them to attack the Cold Light Walker, correct?
Yep. The one I was fighting. Yep.
All right, they will begin to hold their hand out, and they're going to just send a flaming firebolt directly towards them, trying to incinerate them. Firebolt. 15 to hit, 1 point of damage, not much, but hey, it definitely hit and it definitely adds up. It singes them a little bit, but that is their turn. Mao's turn is gonna go off. They'll begin to head over and begin to press a button, and as they do, all right, let's see what you got, big guy. And Addy Dark, you notice as your form begins to grow larger and larger like before in the past, and as you do, your strikes are enraged and brought to height or new heights, as you will grow to large size and your damage will be increased by another d4. So basically you always crit on your strikes, essentially. All right, I'm gonna add this to your current damage. They do 3d4 on every single strike now. Mao is going to use his action, and he is going to use a bonus action, gauging how everybody's sort of wounded or looking right now. He is going to look towards Agni. Hey, War Chief, I'm thinking the ballista. What do you think?
You read my mind. Get to sniping.
All right. You'll see as he begins to start hammering away and bringing out one of the boxes and throws them out. You'll see as the turret begins to slowly form up. And, and with that, he will begin to fire off cross or ballista bolt. And he's going to fire it over towards he's going to fire it over towards the Colt Lightwalker that Azora's handling over here. All right. Attack roll, mount, spellbook features, Eldritch Cannon, Force Ballista. Roll 20 to hit. 14 points of damage as it comes careening and strikes the individual, nearly sending them flying it to their death. They stumble off into the ground and towards the water, and as they splash down, they look up towards Azora with one final look before their eventual death. That is Mao's turn. He's gonna kind of shift back a little bit and try to get away from or far away from the fight as possible, but kind of still stick near Zaman a little bit. All right, that's his go. Next up is the Cold Lightwalkers, and that'll be the final turn for this session. The Cold Lightwalkers will look over, and as they do, they are gonna, well, first, this guy's gonna take his damage from Zaman. I'll let you roll that. This one's going to look over towards Azora, and they're going to unleash the funny. All right, and how many do they get? Yep. Okay, as a bonus action, they will begin to look and just shine the light directly into your eyes, Azora. You feel blind, or you almost feel an incinerating pain for a second, and you watch as your eye begins to freeze over, but it freezes over the other one before it's completely clouded with an astral light. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw or be blinded.
Yep. Con save right here.
That is a 10. Are you doing anything to add to it, or is that what it is?
Unless someone else got inspo.
Oh, you can. I'll give you my inspo.
Got it.
All right, one more time. Ugh. 10 and a 9.
Just one of those days.
10 and a 9. Azora, you are blinded. And with that, I will add that to your thing. There we go. All right, as you are blinded, they will begin to look over, and they are going to start swinging. All right, they're going to pick you up, and just as they do, they're going to try to slam you onto the ground. I don't know why this bonus is messed up, but I will fix it. All right, 1d20 plus 10. That is, oh, thank God, I thought that was a natural 20. All right, 28 to hit, and that is going to be a total of 2d8 plus 2 and 4d6 on top of that.
Which is a melee attack?
Yes. All right. That's going to be, Jesus Christ, 27 points of damage. They are rolling hot.
Yeah, so she takes half of that because she's in her air stance.
So that will be reduced to about 14 points of damage. With that,
is any of that cold damage?
Yes, it is cold damage.
Okay. Oh yeah. So all right. So how much is cold damage? Because she already takes half of that.
Okay. So it is the 46 is the cold damage so 17 of it is cold damage.
Okay. So she already takes half of that. So that's 8. So she would take 16 and then half of that. So she'll take 8 damage altogether.
8 damage altogether. Not all of it's wait, how do you have the resistance to your normal damage?
Air. She's in her air stance, so she gets resistance to normal, to just damage in general. Well, any damage that's like it hits her. Well, for once a turn, yeah.
Gotcha. All right, so let me fix that. So 14 minus the 8. All right, that'll be their first strike. Second strike, they will look over towards you and they will slam again. D20 plus 10. All right, this time as they just try to grab you and just sort of throw you to the ground, that's a 16. I believe that misses, correct?
Yeah, that misses.
All right, that will be their turn. How do you deflect the blow?
So you see her, they hit her at first, and as the ice begins to course over, they notice that like she stands firm in it, like clearly showing that like you may use ice, but she was born in it, forged by the ice devils. And then the second attack, even though she's blind, she could feel the temperature change around her and dodges the attack as she feels the cold coming in.
All right. With that, this individual will begin to walk over to. Wait, hold on, where they're facing? Yeah, they're just gonna walk in, crash into a rock for a bit, walk about, and then end up seeing Addy Dark. As they do, they will begin to use their bonus action to shine their light and try to blind Addy Dark. All right, Addy, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Do I have advantage? Is it like surprising?
No advantage, just a straight roll. 15, that will just barely beat the DC. You are good to go. All right, they will then just start attacking you.
Only I can blind.
They're going to try to almost start attacking towards your knees and try to break down the beast. First attack, going to be a 23 to hit and 26 points of damage. We'll see how much of it you're resistant to. Resistant to the 6 points of damage, so you're going to take a 3 from that. So let me give you that back. Second attack, they're going to try to slam again. Oh, is it still? Oh, it didn't roll the thing. God damn it. I don't know why it's up. All right, 1d20 plus 10. That's a 2. They will fail. Oh, wait, hold on. One more time because advantage. Plus the 10. 25, they will hit. And then let's roll the damage. 46. Oh boy. 2d8 plus 2. There we go. 23 more points of damage, and you are resistant to half of them, so you'll only take 5, and then the rest is 11 more points. So you'll see as they begin to start striking you down, and they'll freeze. They begin to actually start freezing your legs to the ground, almost restraining you for a moment. As they surround you, they'll begin to almost place themselves right behind the legs of the knight, and you are almost being assaulted from all sides, Addy Dark. With that, as the battle begins to rage on, you look over and about, and you see as the keeper begins to arrive. And as they do, they bring another individual to join the likes of the battlefield. But we'll see as they join next time on the likes of Valley of Dreams, as we bring in Cora. So, thank you guys.
Before we end, can we do one quick thing? Because we're gonna forget it. Can you just do like the no, we can write it down. I was gonna say the initiative checks with like Zamon's bonus, but it's fine. We'll just write it down.
Get into it with the text.
Gotcha. Yeah, just write it down because I have to write down Shrock sort of stuff. I'll add it as a little note. But all right, I will be right back, y'all. I'll see y'all in a bit.
Copy.
All right, thank y'all for watching. Everybody who was able to tune on into the stream. You guys are fantastic as usual. All right, thank you again. We're gonna be tuning off for a bit. For those of you guys who were able to drop down follows and drop down subs, it is much appreciated. If you haven't done so already, make sure to follow the stream or like the video, as it helps us out tremendously. And hey, we're actually only 2 subs away from being able to get our follow goal or our sub goal. So if you want to help us out, check if you have a Twitch Prime subscription, check to see if you want to use it, and all of that stuff, as we do this whole thing full time, and you get access to all the emotes, and you also get access to ad-free viewing of any of the games and more. I don't want you guys to kind of miss out on anything, so hey, be sure to try to use a subscription to get in or get away from that and avoid that entirely. All right. Any announcements besides that? We're gonna be live again, not Tuesday, not Wednesday, but we're gonna be live again on Thursday for Atlas of Etheria. The time might shift or change. I'm not entirely sure what's gonna happen with that, but regardless, we'll definitely be live for sure on at Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern time for the likes of the second part of the quest for Feast Fit for Festivities. All right, everybody. I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a good one. Bye.